you can go and like defeat the people there, and you will hear from the boss man himself that's going to Mount Coronet, which is where Kage is right now. And then you go to Mount Coronet, and then you can find out down there that you don't have rock climb. Rock climb is not giving to you. You have to find it in the middle of a blizzard, essentially. Now, to be fair, it's like a few steps away from the house, but you can get through that place without ever seeing the house.
Yeah, no, I got lost in there, so I found it.
Having rock climb to get into Lake Verity puts a stopper. Like that's one of the flags. Like, oh, you have rock climb, you can get into Lake Verity, and therefore like you have rock climb for later as well. If you get to Lake Verity and you're about to enter, like after being in the gym, like, oh, you can just rock climb now, just need to find the TM. And if you don't have the TM, then you can't like, okay, it's not around here. Let's start going back then and see where it is. There's another one that's a bit easy to miss, which is Waterfall.
I have not found Waterfall yet, but I don't think I'm supposed to.
Don't worry.
They give it to you, right?
They give it to you, but not in a forced conversation. You can walk past the NPC that gives it to you.
Really? Damn! I just got lucky. I talked to everybody.
That's the thing. Like, if you are a person to not talk to everyone, just be going straight forward. You can miss 3 TM. Well, technically you can miss strength as well, but it'll tell you to go back and find it. So you can walk straight past strength if you don't talk to anyone. You can walk straight past default, which I have and have not gotten back to get because I'm a default protester.
Oh wait, what?
I don't like default. You need it in 2 places, and technically you don't need it. It's like Flash, but worse.
Hey, morning, Seraph.
But yeah, so you can walk straight past strength. You can walk straight past default if you don't talk to people. You can walk straight past rock climb if you don't explore. You can walk straight past waterfall if you don't talk to people. I believe
I was gonna say I don't have Flash.
Flash is not an HM. You can buy it in the Veil Store gym, the Veil Store at the department store.
Okay, right now, while we're still setting up for Pathfinder, Seraph has a question for everyone. How's everyone today? I'm doing fine.
Good. Thank you for asking, bro. Mr.
I have work tomorrow. For the first time, it's almost a month.
I just spent all my Poke on Ultra Balls.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
What?
I'm just saying, like, when it comes to me and using like buying Pokeballs and stuff. Yes, Ultra Balls are nice, but if you, I would highly suggest that you also invest in some.
I have some Quick Balls.
Some Dusk Balls. Dusk Balls are, apart from Quick Balls, Dusk Balls are straight up the best balls in the game. If you play during the night, they are more powerful. They're more powerful than Ultra Balls when it's nighttime.
Really? At night?
Yes, they are. I want to say an Ultra Ball is like ×2 or something like that. A Dusk Ball at night is ×3.
Oh, seriously, bro? Damn, I gotta get on. I gotta get on the Dusk Ball train, bro. But playing at night. That's why I'm.
Okay, so.
Dusk Ball.
So I'm supposed to surf in this pool?
The north one, yes.
Like right when I get into the entrance, there should be a pool and I'm supposed to surf.
Yeah, you go past the dude that gave you rock. No wait, that's a different place. Yeah, you go past like you go into the entrance and then there should be a pool to the north. You can go across and then you get to a place with rock climb. That is the way to the summit.
Okay.
And from there, it's a little bit of a crooked path, to say it like that.
Yeah, well,
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, Mount Coronet, bro. It's not a pain in the ass, but it's not direct.
Hey, look.
Okay.
Can I just say one thing?
Inside, outside.
Yeah.
Can I say one thing? Well, two things. One, I love I love the new headphones I have because now I don't have to worry about my audio cutting out entirely.
Ooh, nice.
Up until they at least die on battery.
Yeah.
And 2, I actually took a quick reread of D&D 5th edition Strixhaven, the 𝓮𝓼 𝓵𝓾𝓲, and the colleges aren't restricted to just wizards. They do cover multiple spellcasting classes, like Silverquill. It's not for just wizards. It's also for bards and sorcerers, or was it warlock? Whichever.
Now back to talking about balls. So, in descending order, the most powerful balls are Quick Ball first, then you have Timer Ball second, then you have Dust Ball third, and then you have Ultra Ball fourth. Well, I suppose like just the balls that you can use like on land. Dive Ball is like netball and stuff like that. I'm not counting those because it's all specific like for types and stuff. So a Quick Ball is ×5 capture rate from a regular Pokeball.
Ooh.
A Timer Ball. A Timer Ball, after you have like been in battle for 30 turns, the capture rate of a Timer Ball is ×4.
30 turns?
Yes. So
wow, bro.
Up to 10 turns, his capture rate is ×1. Between 11 and 20, it's ×2. Between 21 and 30, it's ×3, and over 30, it is ×4. The Dusk Ball is ×1 during the day, or ×3 if you're in a cave, or if it's nighttime. And then you have the Ultra Ball at ×2, and Great Ball at ×1.5, and just Pokeball and Premier Ball at regular roll ×1.
No, fuck the Premier Ball.
Behold my Premier Ball. Be prepared to be
I have like
captured by
99
my
of those in X and
ball.
Y. You can actually buy them by the dozen.
The Premier one.
But anyways, what I'm saying is that it's nice to have, like, if you know it's going to be a long-winded battle, get some Timer Balls.
Yeah.
Always start with a Quick Ball, and if you can spare it, like, Dusk Balls, if you're playing them at the right times, it's cheaper and better than Ultra Balls.
Yeah, they sound situational.
But anyways.
Yeah.
It is situational. That's what makes it better, because it's situational.
More versatile, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, you ho. Sorry.
No, did you do, you battling a trainer?
No. I'm battling a Bronzong, and it almost took out Nibble.
No.
Yeah.
Who's your Nibble?
If you don't have
what
it...
Pokemon is that?
Nickname. Goodbye.
No.
I would highly suggest that you use dark types on Bronzongs, specifically
fire.
Specifically, not fighting, no, because Bronzong is
fire,
psychic steel.
Fire.
No, not fire either, because some Bronzongs have heat proof. Bronzongs can have two abilities. Like the two regular abilities are levitate and heat proof. So one of them negates their weakness to ground. One of them like makes fire moves just regular effective. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like use a special type dark move because they don't have anything to like stop you from doing that to wreck their shit.
I remember my Chimchar one-shotting.
Oh yeah, like Chimchar definitely can do it. Definitely can do it, but it's just like some of them are more resistant to fire than others.
I will say that one had heat proof because I was using dig on it.
Fuck! Oh wait.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good move to use.
Some Bronzongs are not going to be affected by dig.
Yeah.
Hey, Strife.
Yeah.
Before I post a message in Discord, do you think we're gonna get joined today by Ulan?
No, he said he has a test he's studying for.
Alright then.
Yeah.
Grumpy just talked about that.
And this is why he's grumpy. No one listens to him.
I got my connection. My friends.
Wisdom is one way to put it.
Okay, my frames have returned back to normal. I believe this will be everyone we have.
I can fly?
No, you can't fly.
If you get tossed far enough, yeah, sure. You'll fly for a little bit.
Oh, I should go grab my dice.
Than flying. The glitch turned feature with the Giants of Skyrim. Apparently, them sending you to the space was technically not supposed to be a thing, but people liked it too much, so they just left it in.
Uh,
Okay.
So, we ready to play?
I'm
Or
ready to
you guys want
play.
to fuck around a bit more?
I'm good.
It's 8:20. We actually got a good group ready before 8:30. I say let's roll.
Well, here's the issue.
Oh god, it's 4:20.
It's free time.
Oh
Cheers to
god,
that.
we're doomed.
what? Hang on.
Where Weldeck is 4:20, and that's start time now, so we're doomed.
Oh no, it's weeds time.
Sweet.
The
Yeah,
channel is
so-
being banned.
So for some reason, for God knows what, the half-orc, the gnome dancer in the corner inn decided to toss some dry leaves into the fireplace, dry wet weeds, and now a white plume of smoke permeates the entire building. It's kind of pleasant, I suppose, but still though, it's a bit annoying coughing all the time. But yeah, you find yourselves at the corner inn. Or, yeah, the corner inn of Magnima. It is currently the 3rd, it is Saturday the 3rd of, no wait, was that night? Saturday was a night.
My thing happened in the morning.
Oh, you're right. The thing that happened, like, you woke up and there was no visions to greet you this morning. But do you remember that was a Saturday? Or
Oh, yeah.
if it was a, was it a Saturday or was it a Sunday? Well, Saturday. Saturday or Sunday?
It was a day. We'll go with that.
No, this is important.
Let's just say that because I do believe we ended it. I don't think I ticked it over. So it's currently the 4th of 𝓲𝓷𝓾𝓲. It is Sunday 4th of 𝓲𝓷𝓾𝓲, and the market starts in, let's see here, 1, 2, 3 days. This market starts in 3 days, and yeah. You guys are currently in Magnima. You don't have access to the city yet because the city is closed for all outsiders in the interest of public security until the market is over.
Which is fair if you ask me.
I'll just throw Deanna over the wall, it's fine.
No, do not try
Yeah, like-
that.
The reasoning given for that is like, it's not just like, oh, we don't want filthy pickpockets like in our city. It's not only that, like, it's we don't want our filthy pickpockets like harming the fair. So they make sure like that people that go outside the walls also have like proper the proper documentation and such, the same people as that going into the town. Well, I suppose city would be a proper name. Anyways, you guys are not getting in there with legitimate means until, well, without illegitimate means until the market has ended, which is going to be, I believe, the 8th of 𝓲𝓷𝓾𝓲.
So we have 4 days to get in
No.
trouble.
14th of 𝓲𝓷𝓾𝓲. No wait.
Oh, we got 10 days to
14th.
get in trouble. Cause you know us.
You gotta wait that amount of time just to get into a library.
Well, to be fair, there's nothing stopping you guys from just saying, well, we wait until then and just fast forward time and do like background material stuff.
We could.
Like that's what I was saying before we got started, is that I am partially dreading today because you guys are standing like, I don't think you guys have had this much freedom like ever.
Well,
Like you guys are looking at like, you don't have any specifics to go tend to right now. You can basically go and do whatever. You guys can go say, well, we're gonna go and like just explore the countryside and like the coast, like look for ruins or something like that, and I'll just have to go, yeah, sure, let's do that. Meanwhile, frantically looking through what tables I can use to create an adventure with.
Well, I mean, I have an idea of what we could do.
I had planned on or how long until the market opens again?
You
Real
mean the
day.
town opens
That
or the
is
actual market?
that is in 3 days. So the morning of 3 days from now. Right now is the 4th, so you have to wait through the 5th, the 6th, and the beginning of the 7th. It starts. So 3 full days until the market opens. There
Okay.
are already like a few. There are already a few stalls like starting to get set up and stuff like that. If you're lucky, you might find like a vendor willing to sell you stuff. But definitely, like the more juicy stuff is going to hit the market like Wednesday
Later.
forwards, real day,
Okay.
real day forwards.
Time. Is anyone against us finding a mission?
I was actually gonna check to see if the
We
brain
said
fog
the burning building plus potential bandit,
N-
self-proclaimed bandit thing, right?
we did explore the burnt down building.
Okay, I
Found a
forgot we
couple
went by
bags.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, we found a bag, but we have to wait till night in order to examine it.
Okay.
It
And
was
we
a
ended
hard
off
one.
Found a
at
silver
the
dagger
burning.
of returning.
Did we end up at the burning house, or we returned back to where we were by an election? I forget that part.
We ended
You were
as
at the
we were
you
returning.
were at the corner inn.
Okay.
So I believe that seeing as how we're gonna have to wait till nightfall, Dieva's gonna check to see if there's any quests posted in the tavern or in the inn. Sorry.
Just meanwhile, take a minute while I frantically think about something, because Lord,
Generate.
okay, so you do see something. You do see something that is a bit similar to what you noticed like back in the village. Was it Beckton?
Beckton, yeah.
Yeah, Beckton. Beckton was Beckton. Back in Beckton. For some reason, I thought I heard about the village of Beckton in a podcast. Good lord.
I think I've heard of it in a book,
Anyways.
honestly, too, so I was confused for a second.
Hmm.
But yeah,
I
so
know
you
Beckton
remember
sounds familiar.
seeing like the bounty poster back in Beckton. You have to look a bit through the smoke to find essentially the bounty board or bulletin board or something like that in this place. It is well hidden, seeing as the entire place looks like a cavernous pirate ship, as I mentioned last time. But yeah, you find out one after all, and you recall, like, this looks very interesting. Like, you see it's almost the same, like, bounty poster that you saw, like, wanted dead or alive. Parentheses, preferred dead. By the office of Magnemar. The current self-proclaimed bandit king needs to be reined in.
Dead. I like the sound of that.
Oh, at least you know he's still over here.
I mean,
He mentioned
take that one off the board.
That's
Because we're
ours. Kill. Deliver justice to a highly sought after individual, maybe.
mm-hmm.
Hmm.
But yeah, you also, in addition to that, you see some miscellaneous, stuff as well. Some things that you don't think is necessarily going to be applicable to you. That's going to be the different please help me get to Cheliax, or escort for Cheliax, please. Good pay and all that. And you some other things that looks more mundane, like wanted truffles for cooking. Anyone willing to go trudging around the swamp looking for truffles, please, bring them to me in the low cleft, Chef Ian or something like that.
Seems like pretty minor
Just
quests.
miscellaneous quests. The biggest one is that's the same as the one you found in Action was a local bandit. There's not necessarily anything listed as far as location is. It just mentions that he has been seen usually around the Bakari River, which is the river that connects to Magnemar.
That's more information than we had, I think.
It is indeed more information than we've usually had. Oh, seems like the only important mission on the board, guys, is just the Bandit King.
Meanwhile, the lady in the bar gets a text message.
Shut the fuck up.
No. That's the drow lady. The drow lady's got that. It's her that's rude.
What? Fuck.
Okay.
Let's go murder a bandit king. Come on, I'm bloodthirsty.
Meh.
I'm murdering.
Imran,
Okay.
that's your mood right now. I'm for that.
Okay.
We've seen the last duel, but apparently it's not thing anymore. Bro.
It's not my fault, man.
Bro, that's bullshit. That's such bullshit. So heated, bro. Fuck.
All right. I think we should probably get to work on trying to find it.
So you guys are gonna want to go and just wander the 𝓮𝓼𝓾𝓲𝓷𝓽 River then? Okay.
I mean, I'm up for it. Everyone else?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Try and wash the sights off me.
So if I may be so bold as to remind yourselves what the bounty board said back in Beckton. So you've heard from here that their activity has usually been seen around the 𝓮𝓼𝓾𝓲𝓷𝓽 River.
Mm-hmm.
And in Beckton, they mentioned something about the bandits being seen in the forests, to the north, so past the 𝓮𝓼𝓾𝓲𝓷𝓽 River. So you would imagine the more likely area where they're going to be is most likely going to be around this area, right?
Okay.
Well, it seems pretty easy for us.
Fuck.
Okay. That's not horrible in miles wise.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's smaller than I was expecting in search area, so it works out.
And we'll probably just camp out there. I can't imagine us coming back to town every night.
And then hide you at 10 in the morning until you get spied on.
Yeah.
So?
Well, we don't want to be here when the dragons, when the
Eventually
dragon
come.
decides to come visit that inn.
Yeah.
Well,
that
to make your
sucks.
lives a little bit easier, you do recall seeing a general goods merchant setting up shop in the merchant's
market.
town when you guys were going towards the inn. You did notice it was like a general adventurer's shop, something like that, decent amount of provisions and rations and gears and stuff like that. If you guys want to get anything.
We could
Rations for sure.
deal with some rations, yeah.
If we have to convince, or Vivian would say, if we have to convince them, please let me speak first. As I specifically look at Deanra.
Convince them of?
Selling to
If I'm keeping tally, I do believe technically Vivian has the most gruesome kill out of everyone.
Yeah, she's got the most gruesome kill under her belt.
Sure.
Yeah, that's true. I think I remember that.
I didn't
again, he
mean to
wasn't
kill him
evil.
that gruesomely.
Uh-huh.
He wasn't. Well, technically, you did disembowel him after death. But anyways, he wasn't evil. He was an evil dude.
He had it coming. He had it coming. Insulted her god.
My frames!
But yeah,
Oh yeah, dude. Damn, bro. Ask them.
So, do you guys want to prepare a bit before you head out, or do you guys want to just gonna go straight for the throat, as it were?
Prepare a bit before we head
I
out.
want to make sure. Yeah. I want to make sure I have enough rations, healing items. Well, I don't even. I kind of still don't know how healing works besides sleeping and magic.
So healing
Eat
works.
to heal?
Basically, when it comes to healing, you can either sleep, you can get a healing spell cast upon you, or if the way it's in consumables, you have two options. Well, three options technically. Scrolls and wands, which sort of fall into the same thing as technically magic healing, except there's a consumable, and you have healing potions. You have 3 tiers of healing potions. You have Cure Light, Cure Moderate, and Cure Serious. You are not going to be buying Cure Serious anytime soon, just believe me. A Cure Moderate costs 300 gold. A Cure
Yeah.
Light costs 500. I want to
What?
Isn't
say
Cure
that
Serious like 750 or something like that?
yeah, I want to say off the top of my head,
Roughly.
like 3 level spells in potion form is like 750 or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
around there roughly. So, yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah, Jesus, fuck,
The
bro.
benefit to
Also,
those
what's
is
the
they heal you a
price
lot
of
for one
Cure
act.
Light skyrocket? I thought it was like
I'm
50
still
gold pieces. You
not.
said 500.
No.
Yeah,
That was
bro. Yeah, the fuck.
Cure Light is 50. When it comes to Cure Serious, that's 750.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, you said Cure Light 500 during your
Yeah, no,
talk about all the
sorry.
potions.
Cure Light is 50. I'm got a bit excited.
Okay, thank God.
Inflation. It's inflation. Everyone buys Cure Light because they're the most
Fuck
cost
off.
effective, so they switch the prices up.
Actually, I can technically be correct. Cure Light is 500
no.
if you're paying silver pieces.
Ow!
Technically, it is so.
Technically speaking,
Technically
yes.
correct.
Technically correct.
That's
Yeah,
kind of
that's why-
correct.
That's why I
That-
have
that's kinda
8
correct.
fucking potions of it.
Oh, also, so you know, Perry,
Yeah, what's up?
even though the Cure Serious heals more per, on a price basis, it's usually better to stock up on Cure Light. The only thing is, the benefit to is one of the actions is to heal a lot once versus Cure Light, which is very little as you scale up, essentially.
Yeah.
But
When it
cost-wise,
comes
you can get a
to
bunch of
like,
Cure Lights that equal for Cure Serious for less. It's just that it takes a lot of potion drinking then.
Yeah,
it's
one
better
of the
for
reasons.
like, the serious stuff is better for combat. Like
Yeah.
using one action to heal 3d8 plus 5
It's very good then,
is
yeah.
definitely better than taking 3 rounds drinking 3 light potions.
Okay.
You're not
That's like
wrong.
the trade-off
Wands
between
are
them.
indeed more effective.
Interesting.
Cure Light's good for when you finish a fight to heal after.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the series would be for the flick of the moment, then.
Yeah, like you're
Light
desperately
Yeah.
in need an
We-
HP.
We do actually have
Yeah,
a pack.
There's a reason why I say we need to get a Cure Light
Wound wands.
wand,
Yeah, we do.
Our handy haversack
and
is
that
currently in
is
the hands of our
100% because that is an
Sharon.
after combat. I'm
Virgin.
just gonna stick you till you're fully healed.
Yeah.
Gotta prod the wound until it coagulates.
Exactly.
And then once it runs out, we gotta throw away the stick.
Well, no, you can technically recharge it. It can be used to like make
Wait.
a different wand.
Okay, I was gonna say,
But,
wait, we can recharge it?
But speaking about that as well, there's technically also like alternative rules to recharging consumables. There's written in one of the books out there, like rules for recharging a potion.
Wait, do you just take your piss and drink it again?
I think the idea is, like there is some like lingering magic clinging to the bottle. So you just essentially refill it with reagents, give it a little bit of touch, and you can recreate it with for less money.
Okay, because I
when we
thought.
recharge it, we just cut open Azrae, have him bleed into it, and get the magic back. It's in the blood, right? We're good.
We're good.
I mean, there are some weird things. Let's
There
just
are.
say that.
Yeah, I
Okay,
mean, yeah.
standard
There-
rules does not allow items creation feats to recharge items such as wands. But this is because wands are the most cost-effective form of expendable spell casting. The minimum price is 15 gold pieces per charge, as comparative to the minimum price of 25 as per the
pretty good.
scroll, or 50 as per the potion. Allowing ones recharging devalue scrolls and potions in the game, especially as using a wand doesn't provoke attacks of opportunity.
Yeah,
Some other
and you
ones
use
like
magic
recommend-
device checks too
yeah.
to use them, depending.
I can use a Cure Light Wound without a check.
Awesome.
Of light or something like that. Anyways, phone also is on mute. I also did the bad, but yay, I fixed it.
Woohoo.
Woo.
My stream just finally reconnected while we were in this entire fucking talk.
Bleh.
Oh, well, I mean... Oh shit, I gotta pick
No.
spells.
You can do it while you're on the road. Chances are you're not going to be in a conflict until you've decided to choose.
We need
Yeah.
to roll a dragon encounter.
308. Don't mind me, I'm just pulling up the encounter tables on my NPC codex.
Alright. Stream's now officially back up.
Yay!
Yay.
We are officially open.
That'll be a 5 gold entry fee.
But yeah,
Uh-huh.
so what do you guys want to do? You guys got the travel rules. If you guys are going by first, you have a max of... Let's see, what was it? 8 hours of 3 miles per day. So it will be 24 miles of travel per day.
Just
12 if you want to scavenge for food as you walk.
just so I can mark on my inventory, how much does individual ration cost?
Like 5 copper, unless you get special ones.
I do believe it was 5 silver for 1 day worth of rations, and it
5
weighed like
silver?
£5 each, something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna add it to my inventory, then I'll do the math there, so we're good.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
buy for 5 days at least.
I'm buying for 10 just in case. But yeah, whatever you feel. That'd be 5 gold then.
Let's see. Yep, rations weigh. Actually, never mind. 12 silver for a pound of food. Involves hardtack, jerky, dried food, and dried fruits.
Okay. So that means 10
For those that don't
pounds.
know what hardtack is, think a cookie that's basically just
Nasty
water
ass
and just water and like flour, sometimes leavened, and it's basically baked thrice because they have to get out all the moisture, so it would fit for sea travel and keep for like a long ass time.
Yeah, it's like...
literally, it is hard as hell. It's hard as a rock.
How much does it weigh? 1 pound?
1 pound for a trade ration per ration.
Okay. How many spells do I get to prepare?
You get how high is your spellcasting modifier?
I get a +1 right now with that. It's just like that was mostly to myself. Like, what? How many spells do I have?
I want to say you have 1. Well, you have at the most 2, unless you have like a +20 in unless you have like a +4 or +5 to your spellcasting modifier, which I believe for you would be charisma.
It is charisma.
I will say before we leave, I'm leaving the dragon plate mail in the room.
Have we paid enough days for how long we're gonna be out?
Yes.
You guys paid a package deal to give you guys room until the end of the market.
Okay, I was just making sure. Yes, I have 2 spell slots. Even next level, I do not get another spell slot.
You guys also have keys to lock your room.
Okay. Okay. I know that. Yeah, I'm gonna use that one. And then... I think our group needs this. But our group doesn't stay together. God damn it.
No, we stay
Then
together.
make them!
You have to be within 50 feet of me.
You're talking to the brawler who can run. That's an easy thing to do.
Can manage that.
If anything,
But
if
yeah,
you want
just take
someone
your
who can
time.
stay within range, you got to talk to Charon because he has verticality.
Ah! That's a good point, Mr. The winged,
At that
There we
point, you
go.
gotta, at that point, you got to work with triangles for that.
Ooh, Keep Watch is a good one.
Watch and bless.
It is.
Remind us what Keep Watch does, or do you want to keep it a secret until you cast?
Oh, no, that's fine. Enables subjects to stand watch or keep vigil throughout the night without suffering any ill effects.
They can pretty much just stay up and watch. And you don't have to worry about shifts or anything.
Yeah.
Hella.
Oh my god. How much travel did we do to get here?
you haven't-
Forgot. What, 2 days, right?
It
You
took
guys
us about 2 or 3
traveled-
days to get from Becton to here.
You went 2.5 days to get to Beck. I said like the road was a bit crooked. Technically, if you walk in a straight line, you can get from Magnemar to Beckton in like a day's worth of travel. And yeah, 1 moment.
Oh no, I was more asking because I realized that I may have enough, or I might have enough rations.
Sorry about that. But yeah, like
Raw doesn't.
I would say when it comes to going between Magnemar and Beckton, I'm gonna say that counts as like 1.5 days of travel. So effectively, it's effectively like 40. It's effectively like 40 miles or something like that when it comes to crooked roads and like rough terrain.
So for rations, would 3 days be enough?
Like for 3 days, like if you guys are planning on being back to the market until like when it opens, then 3 days is going to be enough. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay,
But there's no spoils if you want to buy 5. Nothing's stopping you.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I got some leftovers, some extra.
Yeah, they don't go bad. It's just more of raw requires,
A lot.
he requires 5 pounds of food per day.
Right, that was it. It was his food that weighed 5 pounds. That was it.
Yeah. So, but it's 5 copper.
Yeah,
So I could get 4 days of animal feed for him. Which gives me a total of 5 in case we get lost.
That's a lot of food, Kage.
Do you know what his light load is?
No, but I'm pretty sure I don't want to at this point because, again, that's a lot of food. I probably feel jealous despite the fact that I have an 18 in strength.
You would, yeah. Ra's light load is 200.
Wow.
Quadruped.
Yeah, I know.
That's all I can say is quadruped.
Quadruped. No, I know. I remember a fool.
And he only has... Oh no, Ra has an 18.
Again,
I'm
I'm
just...
fucking jealous because I have the fucking exact same strength score. At
I'm
least I know one
sorry,
thing.
you are bipedal.
Yeah, I know. At least I know one thing though. Literally within an hour, my internet should be better because that's when all the neighborhood kids will be off at school. They will stop invading my base's
Suck it up.
fucking internet.
Oh my god.
Just go on to your long vacation and angrily wave them away. That's all you gotta do.
I don't have a cane.
Damn
Oh.
it, Dane.
I
It's your
have
fault.
a gun blade.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
shit.
I'm not allowed to wave that around off
Nah,
base
bro, nah,
legally.
it's on you.
Oh, shit. Ra gets a lot when I level up.
Yeah, he's
When
Daredevil,
you
right?
level
He
up.
is pretty good selection.
He's...
Anyways, let's
Adorable.
start moving.
Yeah,
We're going
I mean,
straight
we'll
back
start
to the den.
moving.
I just want
Yes.
to murder some bandits, dog.
Yes, we all go for a piggyback ride on 𝓮𝓵𝓷. Let's go.
No, stop it. Get off my back.
Clamber on there.
Oh shit!
What happens?
I know they're probably gonna hear this, but if
I
I
forgot
wanted to talk on
because
stream, I'd
he
go for
is a
super chat.
daredevil. He gets spring attack this level, or when
What?
I level up.
That's pretty sweet. Yeah,
Hey,
this is
spring
pretty
attack.
sweet.
That's
Hit
gonna
and
be
run,
fun.
hit and run.
Alright. But yes, I think we're good to start going out and everything. Search for
Okay.
bandits.
Let us commence
So
forward.
how do you guys go about doing this? Because there was a road you guys went on when you guys got to Magnemar. Would you guys when you guys walked along that you didn't see anything out of ordinary? Well, you guys found the explosives cache with the broken dagger.
Mhm.
Yeah, which
Ian's proud of
Yeah,
that.
like-
need a fucking repair of it. Which still needs to be repaired.
Well, we know
I
that
believe.
they've been seen around the river and to the forest. So
I believe.
I don't know if taking two skies would help because it can't see through trees, but yeah.
I believe that our best bet will probably be to investigate the woods first, because if they're being spotted by the river and the forest, chances are their base of operations is most likely within the forest,
Maybe.
and the river
At least
is
that's what
probably
it said,
more easily
ambushes.
found to ambush people from the water.
I mean, we could also always try and find a cart,
And
fill it with
pose
things
as
that look important.
Or a wagon.
Yeah.
You guys
You know-
did talk about actually getting a proper wagon at some point.
Yeah, you know, Vivian, that would be nice, except for one thing. I'm pretty sure we have to wait till the market's closed for us to get inside to buy a wagon or a cart.
The market is outside, Dane. The entire outside area of Magnemar is if you see here, the
DM,
entire along this. Yeah.
is there a stable outside of the walls?
With a city like this, I would imagine there was going to be I think actually there's going to be stables more inside because of the size of the city.
Yeah.
Because it's horse-drawn cars inside, but because of the market, there's a good chance there might be some makeshift stables set up just for storage of horses and such.
Okay, can we? So, Dane, my idea is technically, if there is a stable on the outside, we could use the hire an underling or hire someone for a task to go inside the city and get us a horse and wagon. A horse and wagon.
I mean, that can just be whatever. You guys just just note down anyone on the street, try to ask them to do a task for you. Depending on how trustworthy they are, they may take a task, they may take your money.
We'd also need to use
Yeah.
diplomacy for that. And
Well, that
convince
depends
them
if the person.
otherwise.
That depends if the person set in charge actually is was it legal when it comes to taking out odd jobs and such? It's actually watched over.
Honestly, I assume that one of the makeshift stables is actually being run by one of the actual stables in town.
Well,
And-
that's what I'm saying. One of
Yeah.
they would have the stable people would do the makeshift stable, take fees for taking
Mhm.
care of horses and such. It's a large area. Let's say, for the sake of convenience, it's on the other side of it's on the other side of the wall, around here. Actually, no. No. For the sake of grazing and such, let's just say like it's like outside here.
I'm not anywhere near the outside of the wall. Okay. So, but hold on. Do we agree that maybe we should get a wagon, pose as merchants, and then try and get robbed?
Those have higher odds.
Me and Raw could hide in the back under some tarps.
You're on. Ray, your thoughts?
I'm not sure.
For sure, 𝓮𝓵𝓷 would have to be up front, because no offense, 𝓮𝓵𝓷, you could hide your shield in the back too, and you could just look like a merchant man who's wearing who's wearing light armor.
To be fair, he could just place the shield on the wagon and just sit on it. And have, like,
Oh, that's
couple of
true.
furs over it. Like, there's easy
Okay,
ways
fair.
of like just. There's easy ways to just hide like the fact you're just sitting on a shield.
Mhm.
Might be uncomfortable there.
Uncomfortable if you
Hey,
ask me.
shield.
Well, he could
What-
also
what
put
is-
it on that little footrest.
Well, like I said, like depends on how you depends on how you cover it up essentially.
I'm sorry, Seraph. All I do is jinx life. Anyways, Perry the Platypus, we need your opinion.
Damn, die. Remind me again what we're supposed to be doing, bro.
We're going out
you
bandit
guys are
hunting.
going
And
bandit
we're
hunting.
trying to figure out how to approach it.
Oh,
Vivian's suggestion is that we pose as merchants.
merchants? Huh. I mean, do we need why can't we just march out the gate like normally?
We can't go in the gate, but we could pay a little bit extra to maybe get a stable hand to get us a wagon and horse. Which is something that Dane has, or that Dane always wants.
Yeah, it's something I always want. That also ends up getting screwed over half the time.
Well, don't fall in a hole with it.
Fuck you.
Shit,
Okay.
I mean, nah, bro, nah, no, don't fuck off, Vivian. We need your healing.
No,
Oh,
I didn't say fuck
no,
off,
I'm
I
here.
said fuck her.
you what? that's better. How? But anyways,
I mean, she's staying with us.
God, okay. Lepinga, oh, dog, we could go try to get a horse and cart since you want it, or like since we're gonna need it eventually too. Carry our shit. Like, what if we wind up looting all of his treasure and shit? Like, we won't be able to carry that shit back by our hands.
Yeah, even if our merchant plan doesn't entirely work, we will still have a
Horse
cart.
and cart, yeah.
Yeah.
Cart, yeah.
This is just a preemptive, hey, can we do this?
Yeah. Okay, a planning sesh. I mean, then RC, Charon, thoughts, opinions, feelings.
Neutral. Always neutral. I'll go with whatever we do.
Thank you, bro. So opinionated, dog. What would we do without you?
Uh,
Trying to find my caltrops.
Jesus, fuck. Okay.
No, okay, I need to explain this to you.
D4s.
D4s are shaped like little triangles. And if you step on a D4, it is worse than a Lego.
Oh no.
Well, I mean,
Especially if
it's
D4
also-
is made of metal.
Oh yeah.
And my D4 is made of metal. So I need to keep track of those. Because they are legitimate caltrops that will cut your feet open.
They sound like it. Jesus fuck? It sounds like there's not much difference between that and a cow chop, honestly. They're both made out of metal and they're both oddly shaped.
Like, I've stepped on a plastic D4 and that shit hurt.
Yeah, ooh, yeah, so metal, yeah, those actual edges in there, because the plastic, I assume, is slightly, like, not as hard as metal, but damn, yeah,
Well,
fuck.
the edges are usually more soft.
Is it still sharp? Yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah, no, they...
Still hard, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I was actually looking for my metal ones, which I'm missing a metal D4, so...
So, it's laying in wait somewhere?
Mm-hmm.
You get Kage at the worst moment.
It's like a needle that you drop on the ground. It'll just go into your foot while you're moving it. You know it.
But you don't know when. It's the anticipation that's...
So we're just gonna
That
get
kills you.
Legos, Jesus cow chops in this, just sit them on the floor. Let the bandits walk over.
I will also mention that caltrops is a legitimate option
Yeah, it
when
is.
in the game, and they're not that expensive.
Yeah, come on, man. I was only mildly, extremely distracted.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It just you do not want to step on it. But I will say that the most interesting fact that people come out with is that during the D&D is evil thing is when D4s came into existence.
Oh, good lord. So we were trying to prove a point. But
Yeah.
I see it.
So
it's not
more
too much.
specific-
I haven't noticed any difference in them. I usually I have two sets of these dice. One set that I'm holding right now, which is one that's seen there, and the other one, which I can't remember where I placed, but I'm missing so much because they are see-through, purplish, with glitter in them, and I put them aside for shocking grasp.
So those for those who are wondering what you missed while the stream was down, we legitimately kept talking about dice.
What can we say? We love dice.
Building conversation.
They are
some
shiny and they go
goblins here.
clack clack. I mean,
There you go.
listen to
Just to
this.
prove my point.
Come on, bro. That's some ASMR, dog. Come
Like you
That
clap shiny
was-
rocks with glitter inside them. They're so precious.
on.
And like this is my plastic ones, and then you got the metal ones.
That sound completely different.
Yeah, the metal ones are like almost as heavy. Or hold on, let me take 2d8s.
Measuring it.
So my mini D4 weighs more than my regular size. Or sorry, my mini D8 weighs the same exact. My mini D8 weighs more than a regular sized plastic D8.
Oh.
I mean, it's metal. That's why.
It makes
Also-
sense, yeah.
I have some pretty cool
Okay.
dice.
Show, flex,
Okay.
flex the dice, baby.
Everything
What?
seems to be nominal.
Dice.
I will say, Dan, if your
Yay!
stream dies again, just carry on at that point.
Yeah, just okay. Sorry, we then shook our shiny rocks in your ear. Sorry for the sudden ASMR.
We're now in
Again, we like
ASMR D&D stream.
We like shiny rocks.
We all have to whisper for the rest of the session.
Dude,
That's
has to
a
drop to
dice
audio only.
gives-
I can understand that, Sarah.
No, we can always try it.
No.
But yeah, you guys
I
want
understand.
to? Did you guys want to buy a horse and wagon? Is that something you want to do?
Yes.
Yes, we'll go with it.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, there are a couple of options that you currently have. More than likely, you would want to invest in a large or in a heavy horse rather than a light one, simply for the carry
Draft
capacity
horse,
and such.
Yes.
Yeah, heavy horses. The horses are often used for pottage animals, such as pulling significant loads over great distances. While light horses can be ridden. They can also be used as carriage horse, I suppose, but you're looking for a wagon, not a carriage. And as when it comes to the wagons, you have three options there as well. You can have a light, a medium, or a heavy wagon. I want to say all of them. Actually, no. So, okay. So, the light wagon is 4 squares. The light wagon is 4 squares. It has the capacity to ram, apparently, for 1d8 damage. I would imagine that would hurt the horse as well.
Yeah.
The cargo is up to 1,000 pounds with the light wagon. With the medium wagon, it's 6 squares, and it's up to 2,000 pounds. And the heavy wagon is 8 squares, and it's up to 4,000 pounds.
What are the price differences there?
It's 50 for light, 75 for medium, and 100 for heavy when it comes to the wagons. When it comes to the horses, it is 75 for light and 200 for a heavy. The light wagon only needs 1 horse pulling it. I do believe the medium and heavy needs 2 and 4 respectively.
Maybe we
Well,
should go
the medium
medium
only
then.
needs 1 large creature to do it.
Oh wait, never mind. Apparently all the wagons just needs 1 large creature.
Oh, okay.
I could have sworn there was something different, but I think I'm thinking of the carriages.
Yeah, carriages probably.
Yeah, carriages is 2 large creatures or 6 medium ones.
I'd say medium would probably be good for us, right?
Yeah, medium cart along with. Do we go with?
I would say like
with the light horse.
if you guys want to
That's
sit
what-
like in the back and such, it's going to be squeezed if all of you guys want to sit in the back.
I'd say heavy horse be the way, but
Yeah.
Just
I
in case.
also do have a spell on my list that would allow me to for 2 hours, give the animal a general purpose of like combat or something.
Well,
Combat trained.
at least not turn
Yeah.
away from us when combat starts.
If you guys,
But
if you guys want to get a heavy combat horse, just for the sake that it's heavy, it is an additional 100 gold. Also, apparently, the difference between a heavy horse and a combat trained horse, or combat trained heavy horse, is 1,000 pounds.
Huh.
The heavy horse weighs 2,000 pounds, and the heavy combat trained horse weighs 3,000 pounds.
Wow.
Just something to be noted.
That's
Okay,
a
so
heavy
how much am I
horse.
spending?
If you guys want to go heavy wagon, I mean, I would personally imagine like if you guys want to use the wagon for transport, I would just say just getting the heavy wagon because it's more space. That way, like with the medium wagon, you guys are going to be cramped in there if you guys are like you are right now, with 1 person driving and then 3 people in back plus a giant toad, frog. Sorry, giant frog. It's going to be a bit cramped. I would imagine,
Yeah.
like at least maybe on like long journeys, you might want to like sleep in shifts. So having a heavy wagon will allow for some sleeping room as well.
Okay, so even for like sleeping in shifts, it'd still be the bigger one's better for that. Okay.
And besides, like it's only 25 gold more.
Yeah.
Heavy.
And we still need the horse, which I do
either way,
think.
it's 1 large horse for all of them. So
Here's the thing, too. I can technically train the heavy horse for combat.
it's better just pay it off. I think, right up front.
Here's the thing: how like you say you can train the heavy horse for combat? Are you thinking of like having one of the other ones ride the heavy horse into combat?
Well, I can train it not to run when we're in combat.
That was
Well,
good.
that's what the wagon is for.
Okay, so from what I'm hearing, I'm spending 300 gold pieces on a heavy wagon and a heavy horse.
Or 400 if you want to have a combat trained horse.
Combat trained horse? This motherfucker
It's-
is gonna be like kicking people and shit.
He could actually
Combat trained
trample.
is
Yeah.
combat trained is basically just like with combat trained, it is more accustomed to being like in combat situations, as it were.
Huh? It
Yeah.
also means if someone tried stealing our wagon, they could actually just bite them or kick them.
Yeah.
The comment would be good. And we can all pay 100 for it, so Jenner isn't footing the entire bill.
Throw down, yeah. Wait,
Yeah.
See how much gold I have? There's my gold.
All
Is-
right,
is
well,
it Gil?
I am putting 300 of it, so I'm down to 422 gold pieces.
Jesus.
Dane.
Whoever wants that combat trained horse gotta cover the 100.
Or we could all just pay 100 and make it equal instead of you footing the bill for most of it.
Yes.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. It's hella fair.
I'd rather us all.
Yeah. Like, I'll put 100 GP down now, but
Yeah.
I'd rather all just split it 4 ways and one person pays 3/4 of it. There, I put
Yeah,
100 down
right.
for mine.
I did too.
Alright,
sake of
find my
convenience.
gold.
All right.
It
For
could
the
be
sake
Gil.
of
That's where you put it.
convenience.
I kept mine in notes, but
Cool.
Okay then. So together we paid off 400 gold pieces. We got ourselves a heavy wagon that Deanna's gonna be.
You also have
driving.
a large
And-
four-wheeled vehicle, which is primarily used in caravans to transport goods over long stretches of territory. As description of the heavy wagon.
Got ourselves a combat-trained large heavy horse.
Also, the
fucking
heavy
samurais.
heavy war horses are bred and trained for war. They are often outfitted with heavy barding, but fight just as fiercely even without the armor.
Oh.
Yeah.
it's a follow-up, though.
He-
Yeah,
If we're trying to, like, slightly pose as merchants, too, for this. Do you want to
Hey,
bring
we're-
the chest onto
Yeah.
the cart? Because we have a chest.
Yes, we should.
We-
What
Yeah,
did I
I
do
agree.
with my
we
other debt?
had a chest.
What do you mean, had a chest?
Yeah, what happened to it?
Remember what happened to my previous cart that had the chest on it?
It fell down the shaft with the previous wagon you
green!
guys had. Remember?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
it's
right.
fine.
I thought we had one in the inn, but I guess
There
not.
you go.
Yeah. Oh, right. That
also-
was way
Okay,
before.
so-
So we can get a new chest.
When it
Ah.
comes to chests, you have a few options. You can get chests, you can get barrels. A chest comes in small, medium, and large, and the huge one, and huge, and the most they will cost is 37 gold pieces.
Too large. More use of our time, right?
How much does a large?
Let's
one?
see. With
Or do you want to have a
Deanna's,
personalized chests?
I was gonna say with Deanna's drinking habit, we should just buy a big glass or a cask of wine.
Hey. It's a
Or sorry, cask of
drinking habit.
ale.
yes, thank you.
Okay. Also good news on the dice front.
Yeah.
I found the last caltrop.
Woohoo! It's
Bad
no harm to
news.
kill somebody. What?
A large chest weighs 75 pounds empty and holds 6 cubic feet.
It's okay.
Yeah, but a large chest would take up 2 squares. Unless I'm sleeping in the chest.
But I'm saying,
I
like,
guess
that's
the
what I said,
mimic.
the large one fits 6 cubic feet. The small, basically, it's small to medium to large to heavy goes 2, 4, 6, 8. Apparently, the small one is either 2 cubic feet or 200 pounds. So I would imagine the same goes for the other one. So a large chest would be 6 cubic feet or 600 pounds.
By the way, guys,
Okay. What?
when we do get this chest, we're also gonna have. Once we do have our chest, we also got to make sure we at least get
Lock.
more animal feed.
Oh, that too.
Oh, so because this is Perry's first animal, you get to go find the animal picture.
Ah!
Nice.
Pick
Okay,
a
so
good horse
how-
one. I've decided this.
Oh no, I'm having flashbacks to Reign of Winter
Fucking
now.
Chloe's horse.
Yes,
Oh my
I'm having flashbacks to that one.
I'm gonna
Dude,
make a
I
subfolder
look
called
forward to that.
Animal Companions.
Okay.
So how much is a chest?
It is it's different. Like it's a bit different when it comes to the price, depending on if you want a treasure chest or a regular chest. Treasure chest is waterproofed and is a bit harder to break. Also looks a bit snazzier.
The chest.
It's
It's a
I say we
difference.
go with the regular chest, especially since we got a heavy ass wagon.
Oh,
The price,
here's a
like
question
I said,
actually.
like if you want to get a huge treasure chest, it is only like a huge treasure chest is like 37 gold.
Oh, wait, let's parry for a second. Question: do any of those
Yes.
come with locks already, or do you buy locks separately?
I'm just gonna say for the sake of convenience, they come with locks.
Okay.
I would say also for the sake of convenience, the treasure chest comes with a better lock than the regular chest.
I would say treasure chest then. I would definitely say
treasure
treasure
chest.
chest then.
Oh, hold on. So treasure chest has like about a DC 15, DC 20 on it.
Treasure chest has. I talk about like the locks and stuff.
Yeah, I'm talking about the locks.
Okay, so a large. No, that's break DC. Never mind. Most include a simple insert lock. So simple insert lock, that would be at DC 10. I would say that a treasure chest would come with a higher quality lock. But that's just one step up, so like from a DC 10 unlock to a DC 20. The price difference is 10 to 15 when it comes to large, or 25 to 25 to 37 for a huge.
How much is
Is
the treasure chest?
The shopping episode!
Yeah, the shopping
This-
episode is what this
Right.
is.
Shopping episode at this point.
But yeah, I'm gonna say the locks come with a the chests come with locks. Some would simpler than others. If I'm thinking correctly as well, when it comes to like proper locks, it's gonna cost like some locks cost a lot as well. Let's see here.
Dane, show my giant frog.
Locks.
Flex her out, bro. You got flex. You got flex.
Oh no, never mind. A simple lock is DC 20, an average lock is DC 25.
Okay. Yeah, I was just like, okay, if it comes with a lock, you know, it's either going to be a 15 or a 20. A DC 20 for
Yeah, I would
against
say
the low level rogue
20,
will be hard
20
for
and
them.
25. 20 is 25 between regular and
Stick,
treasure.
We're gonna handle her raw.
Good lord, I have so many tabs open right now. Good lord. This is what
Yeah,
happens
bro,
when you
you
guys go on
can't
shopping
handle
sprees.
raw.
I'll look me locking up things.
There we go. Thank you, Dane.
Got flex, bro. Got flex.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what the frog looks like.
The daredevil.
Oh no, that is actually his subclass of animal companion.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can get
That
like
was the
bulwark,
title.
daredevil.
Oh my god.
Well, Daredevil basically made it, or because I don't actually like share a lot of spells, Ra has competence checks on acrobatics equal to half his hit dice.
He gets evasion, right?
Yeah, he still gets evasion.
Yeah, it's like if you are a tank, it's the best thing you can get animal companion.
Well, evasion comes bog standard on an animal companion.
Really, I thought the archetypes changed that, or was it improved
Mm-mm.
evasion?
So at 6th level, he gets Uncanny Dodge, which it's basically a Daredevil gains mobility as a bonus feat without needing to meet the prerequisites. If it already has mobility, it gains Spring Attack instead.
Mhm.
Which, technically, because Dodge and Mobility go into one,
Yeah.
I get Spring Attack. And at 9th level, I can no longer be flanked while on Raw. Because Raw can no longer be flanked.
Well, here's the thing. Ra can't be flanked. I would imagine you could still be.
But I love the name of it. It's called Devil May Care.
Wow.
Devil.
Pretty
It's
bad.
great. It's great.
It is.
Anyway, so let's get back on track, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, murder some fucking bandits.
Okay, so a huge treasure chest we're going for. Right, guys?
Okay.
Or are we going for large?
37. 37
We're going
gold for
treasure.
huge, and it will keep 8 cubic feet or 8 cubic feet or or 800 pounds of equipment. Or gear, or whatever you want to have for it.
All right.
Yeah, we could put our trail rations in it. That's how nice it is.
Keep an extra armor
I
and it'll be
say
fine.
It'll keep it dry
I
as
say
well.
for the sake of space, we go with a large treasure chest instead of a huge treasure chest.
I would say both of those more or less has the same when it comes to like roaming capacity and stuff like that.
Guys,
Both
there's
of them are going to be two spaces essentially.
so I'm just like on the animal page because I looked up animal feed. There is a vision toad
What?
that
Yeah,
when
same.
licked causes hallucinations. I thought Perry would enjoy that.
Anyways, biggest treasure chest we can get is my vote.
No, I
All
want
right.
the lick toad,
Biggest
bro.
treasure chest.
Well, if we can get a lick toad here, it's only 10 gold.
No way!
Licktone is not going to be in the pre-established thing. You guys are going to have to wait. You guys are gonna have to wait till until the market starts up and find the voodoo market before you guys can buy that.
No way! That's badass, bro.
Yeah, no, if you're interested in seeing like what kind of animals there are, Perry,
Yeah. Fuck
there
yeah.
you go.
Yeah. Okay.
You're sending him down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
You
It's a good
brought him
place to
into
be, though.
Pathfinder. That's all I can say. Then again, at least it's better than what Ed did in that one game.
Listen, I have good D&D stories, okay? I inspire people.
A master way. No.
Anyway, so we got the chest now. I think we're good.
Mhm.
Hold on, we're still buying some things.
Okay.
I'm pretty much getting the animal feed, so I already spent fucking four silver pieces to get 8 times the amount of animal feed for our horse.
Pretty cheap.
Bro, there's a combat trained woolly mammoth.
Yeah, woolly mammoths are great, by the way. The camels are still the best summer companion. You'll never change their mind. Because they can spit at their enemies and sicken them. That was my first character. A cavalier of camel.
I've also now put together the horse's character sheet.
Sweet.
There you go.
He has his own character sheet.
Yeah.
You got stats, yo.
You got abilities, you can fight.
So the casks of ale are essentially gallons, right?
We'll get around to that later. That is not essential. We can take it later.
It's totally essential.
Actually, this was. You know what? If you want casks of ale, get them. So that way, you know, they're on there, but we can discuss how much is in there.
Yeah. I'll
Later.
tell you this. You're not going to be able to drink it up in one night.
Fuck, it works with me.
But yeah, Barry, the camel has a ranged touch attack called Spit, which if it hits, makes target sickened for 1d4 rounds. Which means they have -2 on attack rolls, damage rolls, saving throws, skill checks, and ability checks.
Okay.
Bro.
I have laid out what is on the heavy wagon.
Camels are OP.
I have laid out what's on the heavy wagon.
Oh no, if you want the OP
treasure
animal
chest.
companions... Oh, go ahead then. Receiving
Ale
cursing
is-
time.
Chest, we have our 8
Ale is 2
feeds
silver
of-
pieces for a
8 animal
gallon.
feeds. And we have 2 casks of ale.
Okay.
Yeah, Perry. The strongest animal companions are dog and wolf because they have trip.
Mhm.
Oh.
Well,
And
dogs
tanky.
don't. I don't think dogs
Dogs don't-
have. Wolves
Don't they
definitely
get it?
have. Dogs-
I thought they get it later.
What
Maybe I
about-
got it
what-
wrong.
Not
what
all.
about
Not all dogs
megafauna,
get it.
bro? What is this?
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Aquatic animals. Wait, can dragons be
And,
companions? No, right?
There's archetypes for that.
To some degree, but we'll get to that. Like, it's not like something
yeah.
like you buy off the street. That's something you get like
Yeah.
on a black magical market.
Yeah, keep in mind that dragons are actually intelligent,
Yeah.
Yes.
so it's more
just
of a partnership rather than a companion.
Essentially a second
Yeah.
party member.
Unless the dragon is feeling particularly kinky that day.
I mean, technically, isn't my character descended from such a kinky relationship?
Essentially.
Well, no, like some dragons take human form. That's how dragon blood.
No, that's what he's
mostly
saying. Isn't
gets
his character, since
integrated.
he's dragon-blooded Blood
Yeah,
Rager.
exactly. Thank you.
Ancestry of that.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Oh god damn it! I just mishap in pouring mulled wine, and I hit my mouse pad.
No.
I'm gonna toss this in the sink. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I would urge you guys to get back on track and discuss how you guys are gonna tackle finding the bandits. I'll be literally right back.
Fucking down.
Okay.
I can take to the skies and try to set an aerial sight while you guys go on, but
That's a
Yeah, I
Are we-
do.
are we
Hmm?
posing to get ambushed, or are we just actively just trying to find them?
I
We're
honestly
posing
want
to
to
get
pose to get ambushed.
Yeah, I like that. Okay.
If it doesn't work after, the market starts,
Yeah.
we'll basically go to the market, get better suited up, and then go actively hunt them. At least
so we're
that's
gonna
my
hide Vivian
idea.
in the chest then, so when they go for the chest, Vivian just pops out and stabs somebody.
Okay, I am Beckton.
Yeah. it
Welcome
sounds
back,
like
welcome
fun.
back, Beckton.
I mean, I'm perfectly fine with being in the chest. That chest can hold
Nice.
me. That
Easily.
chest could be a
You can put a
comfy
bed in there
bed.
for you.
Oh my god.
Okay, so well, look, we decided we're going to reverse ambush with Vivian in the
In the
chest.
chest. Hopping out with
Just so
them
you know, Vivian,
daggers,
you're gonna be
boy.
sitting on top of the dragon plate mail.
Oh, cool. So that's gonna be real comfortable.
No, that's in
Here's
a corner because I only take a 5x5.
It's a
Wow.
big
Fair enough.
chest.
Well, here's the question: do you guys have the wagon covered, or do you guys have it open just to show the one chest?
Open,
We'll have it
showing.
open.
Oh.
Well, actually,
Okay.
well, if you have it covered,
Oh.
they may think there's more than just a chest, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're gonna want to
So I
look
think covered's
inside.
better.
Oh.
Mhm.
Plus, if you're a merchant, you're not gonna want to show your goods openly. It's gonna seem way too obvious that way if it's chest shows.
Suspicious. I mean,
Yes, I say covered.
How
Alright, we'll
smart are
have
these
it covered
bandits? But
then.
yeah, it's covered.
We will have it covered, and we're gonna go pose to get ambushed.
Yanno's gonna put a
you
pillow under his torso so he looks like he's a fat merchant. Good.
Oh,
So to answer your question, Grumpy, bandits are typically like a 10 intelligence, which is average
Wow,
human
that's
intelligence.
smarter than me.
Yeah.
They
Don't
literally
be-
let me smarter than me.
don't-
My intelligence is not
Don't
that
be
up there, bro.
bandits come in all shapes and sizes.
You're right. That I said they're usually around average intelligence. How about that?
Yeah,
That is
that's
fine,
fair.
yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. That's
I'm just
fair.
saying, like there are bandits that are more
Subtle
stupid. There are
stereotype.
bandits that are like virtuosos in thinking and
Like
mathematics.
people.
Yeah.
Let me
Bandits are-
tell you one
bandits are
thing
people
though.
Too. Horrible people too.
Yeah, but still people.
But I will say one thing about wizards at least. You will not find an average intelligence wizard.
Oh, of course not. Of course not.
Well, yeah, you still can. They're just a very bad spellcaster. They can only
Oh
do
my god,
cantrips.
yeah. On
I'd
average,
say they're about
intelligent wizard would be a
Q100 and use the
dumbass.
IQ scale.
When it just to explain that, when it comes to wizards specifically, you need to have 10 plus spell level in order to be able to cast that in intelligence. So to cast 8th level spells, you need to have an 8 in intelligence minimum. To cast 3rd level spells, you need to have a 13 minimum.
Yeah, Vivian has all the charisma that she needs. No, because to cast all my spells, I only need a 14.
I got 15.
I got a 9. We're good.
Yeah,
To be
really.
fair, Deanna has all the stats he needs in order to cast Fist, and he does it very effectively at 8th level.
Fists.
Well, depends on what you're fighting. But anyways, that's gonna move on. Halsey's getting antsy.
Oh, I want
Horse is getting antsy. Let's get a move on.
Let's do this.
See my
Let's
corset
go pose as people.
Let's go pose in the 𝓓𝓪𝓷𝓾𝓲𝓵 codes. Okay, so who is driving?
𝓮𝓵𝓷.
Okay.
He's the most merchant-like out of the entire group.
In that case, then, you have just enacted my trap card. Please roll me a disguise check.
Yep.
Wow.
But I'm gonna say it's normal because it makes sense for a merchant caravan to have an armed guard with it.
So I could be the bodyguard if the enemies are gonna pass as the merchant.
19.
Nice. That's
19.
the highest you
Okay.
could get.
The highest I could get. It's a 19.
That is very respectable. And I would imagine
First
you guys
roll
are
of the
going
day, guys.
to.
It was a nat 20.
I would imagine you guys are going to. Are you going to backtrack the way you got through before?
Yeah, we're gonna backtrack to Beckton.
Okay.
Well, I just wanted to follow the
So-
river.
Yeah. But it makes sense for us to
Okay,
stick
so
to a
it's
road,
gonna,
though, if we're going to do it. So.
That's true.
Because of how much you have faffed about, you'll be able to reach the edge of the forest at nightfall. So it's up to you guys to see if you want to continue further and push your luck throughout the night, try to go night hunting, or if you want to,
Keep trying to bait them.
Well, if we're going to bait them,
That's the thing, right?
camping versus moving is about the same, I think, right?
Yeah, as long as not too much of us, show out. So basically, Vivian's eating rations in the cart with
Just,
Raw.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if Azrael also wants to be in the cart or not.
I don't know. Doesn't a merchant typically travel with an armed guard?
Yeah,
Well,
I'd say
some do,
one.
some don't.
In this situation, could I act as the armed guard and sit up front with the 𝓮𝓷𝓷? Or I'll chill in the back. I could go in the back. It's no issue.
Actually, that's a good idea, Azrael. The plan is we're gonna go sleep for the night. You're gonna be on first watch as 𝓮𝓷𝓷 goes to the back to sleep in air quotation.
We only need one guard, though, technically.
We need one guard.
I'm saying because Kage's spell.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Yeah, I can. If he comes to the back to get ready for bed, I can cast it.
That is the plan.
Now, keep in mind, you should, quote unquote, fall asleep.
But again, the plan. The only question is, what's Charon doing as we're doing this setup? Because we don't know if we're being watched by bandits at this point.
So he needs to be up in the air, right? Overwatch?
Well, that's like I said, like you guys are you guys just having a camp like in the middle of like other side of the road? Is that what you're doing? Or
I think so.
like, are you like in the forest now, or where are you?
We're
right
trying.
Side road right before the forest, maybe?
Yeah,
Camping
You guys have
side of the
to
road.
at the edge of the forest.
You guys have access to the you have access to the pin if you want. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah, but I would say, like, probably Silent Road, edge of the forest,
Okay.
the camp.
Grab the pin. I can't be trusted. I don't want to move the pin everywhere.
Ah,
Okay.
all right.
Okay.
I'm gonna head to sleep, Azri.
Alright,
Please make sure that no enemies get near my cot.
Of course, Merchant, Mr. Merchant. enjoy
Please,
your sleep
Call me
with your
Fe-
fat points.
Call me Fefe.
Okay.
I told you.
Fefe le few.
Fefe le few.
Pepe Le Pew.
As
Okay.
Guillermo head,
no.
Okay,
to
monsieur.
head into the wagon to sleep, quotations.
Well,
Okay. And
I-
as it is nighttime, you guys do have recharge of an ability to try out checking what the bag is.
I will
Those-
do
those of
that
you with-
in
Yeah,
the chest.
Just crouch in the
Who am I touching with keep watch?
Apparently, Azrael.
Okay.
I
Well,
don't
as
know.
Azrael gets ready to sleep,
chair or to take watch, I think. Technically. Right?
E-
No. Isn't I supposed to fake keeping watch?
𝓮𝓵𝓷𝓾𝓲𝓹 𝓛𝓲𝓷𝓽. Deanna's going back into
Okay.
fake sleep. Azra's going outside to take a watch.
Well, I figured we should also really take watch.
Yeah.
So who wants to be on watch all night?
Technically
Azra,
speaking,
from what it seems.
but Azra would be a better suit.
Okay.
Okay.
Then, as Azrae quote unquote gets ready for bed in the back of the wagon, I will touch him with the spell.
Yay. Magic.
I mean, you'll be using it soon.
Magic.
Magic. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why. It's magic. Magic has
Mhm.
occurred. Alright, so then get ready to go on guard. I
And
guess?
then I said that you should also make sure to fall asleep, quote unquote. Not actually sleep, but you
Of
know, like
course.
close your eye, like barely keep your eyes open.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got you.
Okay.
If you could make a little bit of a snoring sound, that would be convincing.
Yeah, sell it, really
I'm
sell
just gonna wait for that skill check when he has to sell it.
it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you wanna fake it, you gotta have to roll me a bluff check.
I was gonna say though, he has the second highest charisma in the party right now.
But RNG, Kage, RNG.
I know RNG hates me. Has
Yeah.
anyone prayed to RNGesus today?
No. Yeah, I don't think he's in. After Deanna's not 20.
I've desecrated a few shrines. If that helps.
Oh god,
God
the enemy's
damn
gonna
it.
have not 20s. We're doomed.
Yeah.
The owner
No, no, no.
stole the blessing for the day.
Personally, my dice deity of choice is Nuffle, the Lord of the Dice. Personally, but yeah.
Awful.
I go for Lady Luck personally, but
Yeah.
I mean, just
Yeah,
Lady Luck
yeah,
is
you
general.
might
When it comes to
be
Nuffle, it's
I'm an
specifically the dice god.
an atheist.
Oh my god.
Anyways, I would like a bluff check from Azrae. I would like a spellcraft check from Vivian.
yep. He only has a +2.
Okay, so spellcasting check. So that's just a D20 plus my charisma.
No. It's your spellcrafting modifier. Spellcraft skill, which I believe it for you is like a +9 or something like that.
Oh, my brain just was like, oh, I gotta keep it up on him. I'm sorry. I've been up all night.
No. This is for the bag
Okay.
you said earlier we're gonna check out.
Okay. Hey, well,
Potential
Duck.
pyrotechnics, maybe.
Well,
How does a natural fucking 20 sound?
no, how does I mean that sounds nice, yes, but I would need to know your modifier because there's no such
26.
thing as natural 20s.
26.
You know this to be a bag of holding type 1.
What?
We finally have a bag of holding.
A handy haversack and a bag of holding. Sweet.
Keep in mind. Oh, Grumpy needs to learn this. Grumpy,
Oh, yeah, true.
do
Okay.
not put extra dimensional spaces inside of each other. You will destroy the universe.
Actually,
Wait, that's an actual flame?
Yes.
Depending on DM, what's Will Duck gonna say?
I was about to say, like, when it comes to it, like, there are just specifically one instance that is very important, because if you take a bag of holding into a portable hole, it creates an astral rift. But if you take a handy haversack into a portable hole, the handy haversack just simply stops working.
Huh.
And the same goes, I
guess
would
that's the
imagine the
benefit
same
of a handy
goes for a
haversack.
handy haversack inside of a bag of holding. I don't know why you would do that, but yeah.
Huh. So it wouldn't destroy the world, but it would destroy the world if we put the bag of holding inside the haversack, or did I fuck that up, or whatever. Well, I mean, regardless, I don't think
The
we can
general
put it
consensus is
inside.
don't put a extra dimensional hole inside an dimensional hole.
True.
Also,
That makes
Don't do
I
that.
did not know this. Apparently, there's a minor bag of holding.
Oh, really?
Ooh.
You can buy a minor bag of holding for 1,000 gold pieces,
Oh, Jesus.
but it only holds up to 50 pounds.
You know what?
That is 1/5 of a type 1.
I would like to say that is a really cheap disposal bag.
Really cheap.
Uh,
Damn.
so Grumpy, if you destroy an extra dimensional space, everything is lost.
Yeah.
So players' ways of getting rid of stuff they don't want to deal with is you
Destroy.
put it in a bag of holding and you rip the bag or you slice the bag of holding open. It is then lost on the plane or on the astral plane.
Why you do reduce monster several times on a dragon and toss it in the bag and you're done.
I'll be 100% honest. That is how we dealt with a lich.
Oh, I was gonna say Lich too. That was my first thought actually.
Yeah, that's how we that's what we did with the lich. Like this lich head was like, "Hey, if you can bring me back to my body, it'd be super. I'll give you this and this and this." And you know, we were a good party.
Yeah.
So we basically, or my boyfriend was like, "So, do you have any attachments to anything in that bag of holding?" The guy was like, "No, not really." He's like, "Okay." Slices the bag of holding, and the creature's now lost.
Yep.
Whoa. So wait. So does
And Vivian has this knowledge because that happened in that
But-
game.
But so did that fulfill the terms of the
No,
fucking
that's-
creature? No.
No, there was
That's-
never like a formal contract.
It's
The
also not a
only-
devil. You don't have to worry about your word with Lich.
Huh.
Devils, yeah, be careful your wording. Lich is not as much.
I gotta give
Yeah.
a shit. On
Anyways,
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So yeah, you guys have a bag of holding type 1 now.
it.
Oh, and
can I pass peacefully.
I will specifically not say anything about it because I am not supposed to be in the cart. Do we understand why I am currently doing that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm not trying to steal it. I'm just trying not to be found.
You're fine.
Okay. So,
Though I will mention to give myself extra legroom, I do put the plate mail in it.
but yeah, Azray, do please roll me a perception check as well,
Perception.
seeing as you are standing watch.
Sir.
Should Deanna do it as well at -10?
Are you sleeping?
I mean, technically speaking, at this point, yes.
Then I will have you roll it if it becomes applicable. Oh, 16.
Roger that.
Not bad.
Let me just
Good.
make you paranoid by rolling stuff off my arm. Okay. Yeah, the night passes. No problems.
Oh,
You
oh,
are
so
sadly
they didn't
not
take-
ambushed.
Yeah, they didn't take the bait. Gotta go closer. Veer into the forest.
No attacks. Ugh.
Oh, unfortunately not. I'm surprised they didn't fall for it. Must not be too stupid.
Deanna's gonna look around for Charon.
He's just in the cart.
Oh, there you are. No, we didn't get attacked. Does that mean that we should head inside, or should we keep playing dumb?
I guess Vivian's in the trunk still.
At this point, Vivian's gonna be rising out of the trunk.
I mean, I think we should go until the start of the festival. Or the market. And then we go to more pressing matters.
Sure.
Also, if you do look in the trunk, there is no plate armor.
Vivian, what happened to the plate armor?
She's wearing it.
Pulls the red bag up. Bag of holding.
Ah,
Yeah,
I
so that's
see.
what that was.
No, I just thought I'd give myself a little leg room. As she stretches out.
Not even covering a quarter of the chest.
I see. All right. So Vivian's saying we keep up this ploy up until the start of the festival. Charon, Azra,
As well, nothing else to do.
Fuck it. Let's
so
go
we're just
something.
gonna be walking back and forth from Becton to Magnamar, posing as a merchant.
It's only been 1 day.
Yeah,
Also,
they're
you guys
probably
are
following us.
Also, you guys are not necessarily in the forest yet. You are camping on
the
the
edge.
outskirts of the forest.
Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
should go deeper into a forest.
All right. All right. Well,
Too
first
close
let me
to the
feed the
city.
horses. As
Horse.
Deanna will go and
Horse.
Our
as
singular
Deanna
Well-
will give the horse its animal feed for the first half of the day.
And then chomps down a little bit on himself because when he said horses, he meant the people driving the cart, which was him and the horse. Horse in between. Because you guys
He's
are
sharing a
not
little
the
bit of the
horse.
grain.
a quick nutritious
Uh,
snack to start the day.
Ra will take his meal.
Just munching down on some meat.
On 5 pounds of meat.
All right.
Om nom.
It's a goblin.
Deanna will slap himself a few times. I said, "Hey, remember, you gotta keep up the name. I am Fife.
LeFew. LeFew.
Fife
Sir,
LeFew. Yes, indeed.
shall we continue our jaunt?
Aaron just face palms.
Jaunt, bro? Bro, Karen, dog. Are you uneducated in the ways of the merchants?
For you guys are still here. No band's right next to you. He's dropping right now.
All right, let us be off."
Let's
As
continue. Yeah, let's go.
Deanna will begin to drive the cart, continuing on the road back to Becton.
Howdy ho!
Okay. So I'm gonna roll for the horse, but I would love a perception check from you, Deanra, as I drop a dice I was not about to roll off the table.
Yep, that happened with my
dice,
pretty pink dice.
Percepzione. 15.
Yeah, you see nothing. Azra, are you walking besides the wagon as well?
Sir, I roll no perception.
Okay.
I'm going.
Yeah, you guys don't understand anything. As you guys are walking forwards, how do I say this?
Jumped.
You hear a sudden snap beneath the feet of the horse, Dane.
Oh, no.
As you hear fung fung fung, and a small hail of a handful of arrows are sailing towards you. And yes, okay. I want to know who is sitting on. Let's actually bring you guys over to the forest map
Battle
again.
map.
Let's do that.
Oh my
Battle
god.
map, yeah.
Thank God, and I will say thank God specifically because oh no, Horsey McHorseyson.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Thank God that our dear friend Charon is high up in the air.
Yeah.
And not getting
thank you
shot
for
at
that,
again.
bro. Oh my god.
I never said I
If
left the
Karen's in
cart.
the air, he's gonna have problems seeing what's underneath.
I never said I
Oh,
left the
God.
cart because at this point, trying to head on with what we have, so I may be inside the
Okay,
cart
so-
still.
The way I thought of doing it when it comes to the cart, no, it's not long enough. Never mind. One moment.
It's not long enough.
Yeah, it's not long enough.
There it goes.
Yep, there we go. So you have two spaces up front for people to sit. You have the place with a horse, and you have 6 spaces back here. Oh, damn it. 2 of which are currently being occupied by a chest.
Good news is
Me and
Vivian is not occupying an exposed square.
I think unfortunately.
Aaron needs goggles of the eagle or eagle eye feet. That's a little racist to be the bird.
How do I put my token down again? How do I do this shit?
Oh right.
You grab your sheep by the name and just drag it onto the place.
Waggity waggity.
I will
Yeah.
say Raw is in the square, but barely. Or is in a square, but barely.
Ah! That's right, I told you to keep an eye watching.
Sorry, I'm
But yeah, so I would imagine Azra was standing on the left side, alongside just walking alongside the Enra.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bro, I can't get my fucking token, bro. It's God, I'm dragging my name onto a shit and it's not doing anything, bro.
Let me help you out.
Please.
Yeah,
There we go.
you grab
I have you
yeah,
for a
you
second.
grab the name itself. You don't grab the token. You don't grab the icon. Just the name itself. So you hover over Azra, click and hold, and just drag it out.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
But yeah, where's
Name,
Charon
yeah.
currently?
Shit.
I need. Is the chest 1 square or 2 squares?
That's 2 squares.
Let's see.
So is it vertical or
the way I'm
horizontal?
counting it, actually, you know
Like-
what? The way I'm counting it, like, you guys can have the chest in the back if you want, but I'm technically counting those back squares as part of the wagon.
Oh, okay. So
Basically, it's two of the squares is the chest.
okay. So just ask Vivian, since she'd be thrown in it. Where would the chest be in the wagon? Over here, like this, or
We do kind of want it out.
so in the back like this? Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'll be over here, I guess. Oh,
Charon's,
Well, that's where
Charon's
Right,
sitting
right,
on
right.
a cask of ale.
well, where's everything positioned then? Tell me that much, because I don't know where everything's positioned in the cart.
If you want to be
Okay,
inside,
okay.
you can be on.
Okay, so
Okay, so
cask of ale
Where's the
here, or chest over there. Okay. Then raw and cask of ale like
here.
this. Oh,
I
the cart
just-
moved.
Take you guys up a bit.
and animal feed right here.
Yeah, my piece is not.
Very
Yeah.
specific.
All right, I guess there's no space for me but here then. I guess.
Anyways,
Sit on the,
because
on
of
the
how-
casks of ale.
There's a
let me
guy who
roll
sleeps on the
D100
cask of ale.
first. Okay. So none of the people in the wagon are currently affected, but Azra,
You guys.
Deanra, and Horsey McHorsington are currently affected by a hail of arrows.
My horse would love.
Okay.
Horsey.
So versus the Horsey, that's going to be a 19 versus the Horsey, which I don't believe the Horsey has. The Horsey has 15 AC. Horsey gets hit
Yeah.
with an arrow. Deanra, you get hit as well.
I will
Actually, do you
beat
get?
mine.
That's going to be
Let's
a
see, I am flat-footed, right?
22 flat-footed.
That for sure.
Oh yeah, that's definitely gonna hit.
Okay, yeah, and it's going to be it's going to be 27 versus Azra.
Oh my god. 19, 22, 27. Those roasts got worse and worse.
Can I ask something? Brother,
How
What?
fucked are we?
can I play dead the moment I get hit by this amount of arrows?
We'll see. We'll see, Dane, because I'm not done yet.
Oh,
So first
my
and foremost,
God.
Horsey McHorsington takes 8 points of piercing. Deanra takes 4, and Azra takes 5. I'm gonna take care of the horses.
But Horsey
And
took
I
a
would
lot.
I would like Azrae and Deanna to
Deanna.
roll me some fortitude saves.
Oh no.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Just roll the saves, you'll find out.
Fuck you!
Hey, 22. Oh, 9. Oh no.
Oh no! Oh no!
Well, he
This
has
is not
+2
good for
against certain
Deanna.
things, but it's only 11 then, depending what it is.
Well, it's poison.
Oh, okay,
And when
yeah.
it says
Nope.
sleep, paralysis, and stunning, that is specifically
Different.
like those effects. Yeah. Let me just see here. There is a straight up onset, and yeah, Deanna wants to play dead. You fall unconscious for let's see how much you fall unconscious. For 1 hour, you are unconscious.
Oh my god.
1 hour?
Dead. Oh no.
You failed a low fortitude save, and you are now unconscious for 1 hour.
Oh.
Does anyone have
Alright,
something that can
You
help wake me up?
also take 1 point of constitution damage.
I do not, man. I'm just a fighter.
Also, 1 point of con. Ooh, I'm down to 14.
It's just damage. It'll heal tomorrow.
Or it'll heal
But
when I
yeah,
wake up.
after that
Survives.
happens, after that you hear some mad cackling from the corner, and then you hear a slap and a cut it out, and a couple of figures come walking towards the cart, brandishing. What are they brandishing?
These nuts.
They are brandishing. One of them is. Two of them are holding light crossbows, and one of them is holding a short sword and a shield.
Oh no.
Bro, we don't have any raids. We
We're
don't
about
have
to,
any-
Seraph. We're about to meet these bandits.
Yeah.
Bro, yeah, we're about
Everyone
to
except
do
Deanna roll me a fortitude save.
Huh. Wait, initiative or fortitude?
An
Initiative.
initiative roll. Sorry, initiative.
I was like, wait, our knockout was a gas.
Sorry.
Alright, well, seeing as how I'm not in combat, I'll let you guys be the one to entertain while I go grab something to eat. I'm taking a break.
Wow.
Words at
I
this
I haven't
point.
paid for this and he's having to continue his audience. Wow, Dane.
I know. I pay him and he gives me nothing.
He makes you pay him. Provide for him and his content by
Hey,
paying for
just shut up.
I buy him a meal every month. And this is the things I get? I
One meal
rolled
out of
raw.
30
I don't
days.
know why I rolled raw.
I'm still waiting for my paid acting fee for all the YouTube videos.
For all the cameos, dog.
Don't worry, guys. This is all.
I give this man like 12 hours of
It's inside
content. 0 cents a day.
Damn, dog. Damn, bro.
I pay you an explosion, don't you know? That's paying the few.
The only thing exploding
I
here
hate
is
those
Yenner's
kinds of
mind
people.
after he successfully plays dead for an hour.
Successful.
Yeah, I would imagine.
I
just
will be
for-
back, though.
Just
I'm
for
gonna go
fun of
get
it.
some
So
meat.
Deanna thinks like, "Oh, I'm gonna be sneaky. I'm gonna play dead for a while," and then
Oh
he
my God.
just starts flickering in and out, and think, "Oh wait, I don't feel so good." Clonk.
I'm not playing. I'm not playing.
That could not
anymore.
have been. That couldn't have been more perfectly timed, by the way. I'm gonna play dead arrow.
Oh
knocks him
God, no!
unconscious.
Dead.
Oh no!
What?
No, really?
What happened? What happened? What?
Oh
That's-
no!
Fuck up these
What have you
bro.
done?
I didn't do
What have you
shit.
done?
I didn't touch anything.
What?
Oh no, just Kage posted an image of someone that turned a Black Lotus Magic the Gathering card into a token
Yep.
for D&D.
Just cut out magic cards. Oh my god.
No, not just Magic card. One of the most, apparently,
Powerful.
one of the most valuable Magic card there is, the Black Lotus.
Just cut it.
Wow.
Yeah.
What the fuck, bro? Holy shit.
I mean, it's not apparently determined legal anymore, but still, like, there's a valuable
Wow,
card.
yeah,
It's a
Yeah.
valuable card for like tournaments.
fucking up a fuck. Oh, that too.
Yeah, did you look at the price?
Also, Azra, I'm
I
sorry.
haven't looked it up in a while. Okay.
The reason I
So
say
the
I'm sorry,
average
Azra,
price
is
of a black
one of them
lotus,
go
actually,
first.
the lowest price for black lotus right now is $9,200,
Wow, nice.
and that is in
You just-
good condition.
You're just burning money now with that cutout.
Bro, he didn't burn it, bro. He cut it up.
Yep.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Then we can make an NFT off of it, sell pieces of it.
Oh my god.
To be fair,
Yeah, this piece for like
if I'm
1K.
gonna be if I'm gonna be honest, there might be a chance that they just printed out just to make the joke.
Sure, it could be fake, yeah.
There's a
That's
good
so
chance that
great.
happens. But anyways,
Anyways,
Bro,
Sorry, that
oh,
got.
So, so
Take
there
half.
are three bandit-looking fellows over there.
Fucking.
You notice for sure that one of them is a lady, one of them is a man, the other one is a bit ambiguous, can't really tell it. But the one in the middle, the ambiguous one, is clearly the leader of the pack, wielding a sword and a shield. The one that is off here to the right, the one that goes first, is still rubbing his head after being conked on it for being ridiculous and laughing like a maniac. Azray.
What's up, dog? What I do?
it's your turn.
Okay, I mean, so they've already demonstrated hostile intent, correct?
They shot you
just-
guys,
yeah,
yes.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. Fuck you, Arslan. Fuck you.
We
Alright,
shot you, man. Hostile
Well, I
intent.
thought it was them, bro. It could be others. I don't know, dog. I don't know what's going on, bro. Oh no. I mean, I'm far as shit from them, and I'm unfortunately very melee. Oh wait, where's the ruler?
Charge
Yeah,
exists.
Jesus, fuck. Yeah, but I
Charge
gotta get
exists.
close to them. Wait, what?
Charge.
Charge.
Did you have, when you were walking beside the cart, did you have your weapon drawn?
Let's say yes, in preparation, as a good bodyguard should. Yes.
Okay, in that case, you can take the full-on action to charge to double your movement.
It gives you a bonus to hit. Lower
Wait,
AC,
but
but bonus
I
to hit.
might want to enter a blood rage though. I'm not gonna lie.
That's
How long
you.
does my blood rage last? What is it again?
You can use it in one round increments. I want to say you have like 12 rounds of it. Maybe not that much. We can check it up later, but you have a certain amount of rounds of blood rage to use.
Okay.
Let's
I
see.
will
I do
mention
believe
each-
we wrote it down somewhere.
somewhere. Yeah.
I'm
I will
looking-
mention if you
What's up?
charge, you get +2 hit and -2 to AC,
Okay.
so it may be worth it either way just to charge. And then blood rage next turn.
You have
Ours
9
not
rounds
good.
of blood rage.
9
You have 9
rounds.
rounds
That's
of blood
pretty good.
rage.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Because
Okay,
both of those lower your AC, so I wouldn't do both at the same time.
Yeah, no, I mean my logic for agreeing with you was that just to extend the duration of my blood rage as long as possible.
Yeah, and plus it keeps
Oh.
you fighting as best you can instead of like having to delay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The
Okay,
blood
so yeah.
rage is right below your HP in your character sheet, by the way.
Yeah. I just noticed that. I was looking at the combat sign. I didn't realize that it was right there in the status. But yes, I would like to charge.
Who are you gonna charge though?
Charge exactly, bro. Well, I kind of want to
Actually-
take out. What's up?
To let them know that what are the weaponry people have again for these guys?
One of them has a crossbow. One of them
Um,
has a sword and shield, and I don't know what the
two
other
of-
one is.
Two of them have glide crossbows. The one at the edges, and the one in the middle is currently wielding a short sword and a light shield.
So
You also notice that the other one appeared to have some other weaponry on the hilts, but it's a bit hard to tell right.
Yeah.
One moment,
What's
I'm
the
gonna
other
get a cat on my lap so I can become a maniacal evil maniac again.
So just for like some advice, again, it's up to you for who you want to target.
Always give me advice.
If you go for someone with a ranged weapon, that pretty much means that they switch it out, spending time to
How
switch
I'm
out the
targeting
weaponry
them?
for that reason. To get to melee to
Oh,
deal with
depends,
you.
doesn't it?
And it also makes it harder for them to actually pepper everyone else still over here, essentially. You make them take some time to switch out weaponry by going for them.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, bro. No, and plus, dog, the first thing I typically do, bro. That's why Arslan, bro. You gotta get
Mhm.
Elden Ring, dog. So you, me, and Dave can play together, bro. But that's, bro. Go after the archers first, dog. Come on,
Yeah.
bro. Like, you
Hmm.
have to, dog. They're annoying as fuck. I want to go after the closest archer. You know.
Okay, so the girl then I think, yeah.
The one on the left. Yeah, the one on the left, bro. Like, I want to take my hammer and then I want to introduce it to her face, bro, repeatedly. Like, I'm talking about making
Okay.
a pulp.
Roll me to hit with
Attack the shield guy.
Actually,
What?
keep in mind your range is a +10.
What
So
does that mean?
if you stop there and you attack.
Oh, you don't have to go all the way, yeah.
I'm just gonna say
put
this:
myself in
whoever the
range.
fuck posts that picture, if
Okay.
I find out the person who
Lotus.
made that picture, I will murder them.
You're only
went
now
through how
just
valuable
reacting
it
to Black
was.
Lotus.
No. I listened to you guys. I had my earpiece in the entire time while I went to go make myself something to eat. I heard the conversation you guys had. I wanted to come back and see it myself. I'm seething with that picture.
Yeah, that's a good part of a reach weapon parry, just able to hit from a distance, so.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, dude, yeah, nice.
The only
nice
downside,
mistake,
though,
bro.
is that they get
Nice.
close to you. That's the only downside.
If
I
someone
mean,
could also cast Cure Poison on me, that'd
that's
be
why
nice.
I kind of need like a dagger, bro. I need to buy one as soon as Wagon, bro. I love the creativity there, Whale. I love it. Wagony, and horse, make horsing. Brilliant. But okay,
Listen,
you
this is how
told me to
Gunderson
roll
got his
something.
name.
I do not have
Roll
a
your
potion
attack.
of remove poison.
What? Where? The Lucerne?
Yeah, just your regular attack. You can add the bonus after, essentially.
Is
Mhm.
that
Charging.
Yeah.
items combat? It's in combat, right?
Mhm.
There you go.
So I'm gonna let them handle this for the time being
okay.
because again I can't act in
That is a
combat.
hit.
So I can
Nice.
also talk.
That is
Can I
definitely
have
a
myself
hit, and
quick
you deal 6
snack
points
today?
of damage.
Oh,
To this
It's,
larger babe.
pancake.
Hey, it's a hit, man. All hits
Yeah,
matter.
that's a hit. That's a hit. I ain't complain.
in case you with
Like,
some
She gives an
turkey in it.
she gives an oof.
Ha!
She gives an oof upon being
Black towel.
hit, and she snares at you. Just tosses her crossbow to the floor, steps up to you with a 5-footer, and tries to run you through with a quickly drawn short sword.
She can try, bro. She can try all she fucking wants.
Natural one.
That means that means
well.
she fails horribly.
Yep.
That means that I have to draw a critical card. And I have to
Yes.
read
You intimidated her,
a,
Perry. Good charge.
Let's see what horrible curse befalls her as she tries to run you through with a short sword.
Stupid bitch. That's what you get, bro. Step
Let's see.
the
That is
iron,
a
bro. Step.
37.
37.
37 with the melee.
Fuck him up. I don't know what that means.
Attack in the darkness. All your enemies have concealment from you for 1d4 rounds. So she steps forward, kicks mud up in her eyes, and can't manage to get it out for.
So concealment means there's a percentage chance that even if her attack would normally hit, she misses.
Okay, for 1 round.
No.
For 1 round, she has to roll a 1d100 and get above a 51, or a 51 or above, in order to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, so that's a 50-50 for like less than
Yeah.
that, really.
She has to hit you and also
yeah,
win a 50-50. So it's a lot harder for her to hit you.
She kicks dirt into her own eyes, and she just stabs wild while yelling at you. Sharon's turn. You do start feel the horse getting a bit antsy. It's not running wild because you get a combat train.
Combat train.
Yeah.
Combat train.
But
Thank
it
God
is
we pay for
currently
combat
without a
trains.
driver.
Right.
I'm gonna, since I'm closest to this area, I'm gonna look out through the front, like look out through here, and then immediately see a Pathfinder.
Just
Then seeing the arrows as
The exit,
well.
also
Good.
to keep in mind, I'm thinking of this wagon as having exits. It's
Front and
having
back?
easy exits, north and south, like in both
Okay.
ends.
Yeah.
You can squeeze through the tarpaulin or whatever. But that's gonna take you a move action to do. But
Wait,
yeah.
squeeze through what again? Sorry.
So you can squeeze, like, you can go from there to there, just straight through. That's going to cost you
Mhm.
1 move action to squeeze through, like, the cloth and
Yeah.
canvas and such.
But if I go out to the
But
north or south, I can
other
go
than that,
normal
like,
movement.
going out north and south is just simply going to be difficult terrain inside of the wagon.
Okay.
So it's going to
Gotcha.
be 10 feet to
Reduce-
extend on Dane, and then to hop down is going to be a 5 feet. So to get
15
out, it's
there.
going to cost you, yeah.
Oh.
Going over the
Ah.
chest is going to be another 10, I suppose.
Yeah, so I might as well go up front because my character would look out through their front after hearing everything there. See an arrow shot 𝓮𝓵𝓷. And then try to exit that way. So the cart's from where we're in the seat, it's essentially 5 feet up, right?
Come again?
So, essentially raised from where 𝓮𝓵𝓷 is, the cart's like 5 feet off the ground, essentially. Or I would be, essentially.
Yeah, you guys are currently raised off the floor, yeah.
Okay.
So you have, you're higher up.
Yeah, so I'll go here. That's 10. Seeing the
Currently
bandits after
standing
as they
halfway on the
charged
end.
over there, yeah. Would I be able to try to transition to flying off and going towards them while taking out my Earthbreaker, or no?
Oh yeah, sure, that's fine.
Okay.
Oh, fuck
Then yeah.
that, dog.
I will.
I mean, basically, like, you spend 10 moves to get to where you are,
Yeah.
and you can spend your remaining land movement in flying. So if you
Okay.
have 30 land movement, you have 20 feet of flying during your current move action.
Gotcha. Then yeah, that's what I'll do. Fly 20 feet while drawing my Earthbreaker. So, let's see. 5. And the roll for diagonal is every other is 10 feet, right?
Yeah, every other is 10 feet.
Okay.
So
So
first is 5, second is 10,
5,
third is 5,
25, and then
fourth is
30
10.
right here. Yeah,
Mhm.
that will be my turn. Actually,
Well,
wait.
you still have
I can
one
move again,
move on
right?
standard left.
Yeah,
Yes.
I can move it again.
You only use 1 move action. Because you can
Alright,
draw
so
your weapon as
then.
part of the movement.
Yep, so then I'll go essentially over to here, pretty much, into melee.
The horse being war trained, I'm gonna have to roll to see if its instincts tell it to go attack or not.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be. It's not gonna be a good one. It's not gonna be a big one.
Yeah.
That's so pretty cool. We have our
Yeah.
awesome horse.
I would say, like, when it's left to its own devices, if it's attacked, it has a chance to go attack. But if it's
Okay.
standing still, like, yeah. Right now, like, without someone controlling it, it's just gonna stand still.
Gotcha.
It is gonna take total defense though. Like, it's keeping an eye on the danger, and it's gonna trip trot away, trip trot to the sides.
Hey, as long as he doesn't die, bro, man. I want that horse, dog. I actually low-key really fucked with the picture I got for him. Like, I don't know, bro.
It's a good picture.
Cool, dog. Right? Thank you, dog. Thank you, bro. Thank you.
The short sword wearer is going to
Yes, motherfucker.
is going to do some. You're gonna do something funky. It's
Oh,
gonna roll an acrobatics check to trick trot around you.
okay.
Wow.
What is their acrobatics? That is going to be a plus blah. So, do you have? Before I move the rest of the way, what is your CMD? Does
Me.
does 23 beat your CMD?
Me?
Yes,
My CMD is 18.
18. So yeah, so she manages to maneuver around you without provoking an attack of opportunity.
Okay. What about Perry?
Are
He
you
has reach.
currently? Oh, yeah, right. No, actually, no. Does 23 beat yours? Because she is moving. She's using acrobatics to prevent attacks of opportunity when moving through squares.
So, Perry, that would be in the combat section.
Yeah, CMB or CMD?
D.
The D.
19,
Give me the D,
bro.
Perry.
19.
She does beat it.
23 does beat it, yes.
Yeah.
So she manages to get the position. And she waits. She readies an action to do something.
Okay.
Ra and Vivian.
Yeah, bro.
I just put chicken in the mouth.
Chicken in the mouth?
Chocolate.
Chocolate chicken, what's the
It could have been
difference?
chicken too.
Uh, hmm.
What's the difference? Bro, excuse me. That's paradise sacrilege. Paradise sacrilege.
But yeah, if you guys found out
So-
that if you guys found out that the chest was in the back, you'll be sitting here. Oh, wait, unless you're still in the chest, are you?
I'm still in the chest.
Yeah, she's still in the chest.
Jesus
Oh dear.
fuck.
Yeah, that's gonna be a move action to just open the chest.
If she goes on to Ra, then Ra can
You
move.
did hear the shouting of Dane of being hit, and you did hear the rustling of
Karen going out.
Sharon as he left the cart and took flight.
Hmm. Hold on, is quick mount?
Ooh, I'll try hop on around and then.
I'm
try-
gonna. I will say. I will give you this. I'm gonna give you a bonus to ride on quick mount because you're gonna have to climb over the lip of the chest anyways, giving you a higher vantage point. I'm giving you a +5 to ride.
Rise from the grave.
Okay, yeah, I will. Oh, god damn it, I turned off the music. Anyway, I will open up the chest and attempt to quick mount.
Go, go, go.
I have to if
Yeah.
I want to do anything.
True.
Ride begins with an
Yeah, like I
R.
said.
That is a +8.
Technically, that's gonna be a +13 because my circumstances bonus that I'm giving you from having
Okay.
higher ground.
Well, then that is I rolled a 10, so 18. So it's a total of 23.
Which means you make it instead of not making it.
Hey.
And then I tell Raw to go about
Yep.
right there.
What is the speed?
Raw's speed is 30.
Ramming speed.
So 10, 20, 25, 30, about there.
I am
Difficult
fine.
terrain.
Because it's difficult to rain inside of the wagon.
That's fine. I just need to verify that I did get within. I would like to cast a spell.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Bless.
Guys, fuck them up.
That is a burst 40.
I think it's 50.
Is it 50? I don't know.
I don't know why.
Bless?
For some reason, Bless
I'll
in my
pick quick.
mind is either 30 or 40.
Let's see.
Bless is normally 30
What does
feet.
D20 say? D20 says 50.
Indeed.
The caster knowledge from the 50-foot burst centered on caster.
Actually, no. That you can't do that because you spend one action to open the chest and one action to move onto Ra, using quick mount as a free action. Because
Yeah,
you
but-
open the chest, but you were still inside of the chest when you were.
Okay, that's
you were still
fine.
Inside of the chest when you were. Yeah. So you're gonna have to wait until
Oh, yeah, I
next
forgot.
turn.
They
to
can't
bless.
hear me.
Okay.
Only you guys can.
Good thinking though, but move economy and all that. Gotta keep it real.
Yeah, no, I understand. It's just
Oh wait, I forgot. Dane,
I
roll
thought-
me another fortitude save.
He might come back.
No, but if he succeeds, he won't take a secondary constitution damage.
Oh no.
Oh, it triggers each turn?
And you save. You don't take the second constitution damage.
Does that mean I don't
Basically,
have to worry about making
how
fortitude saves
poisons
anymore?
work. How poisons work is that they course through your body and deal damage until you save. It procs at the beginning of the turn. Like if you fail the initial save, then it ticks for one turn and you get affected, and then it ticks for the next turn, and after it has ticked, you get a chance to save against it. This specific one, I won't say which poison it was, but it had a frequency of once per round for 2 rounds.
Okay.
And the cure was 1 save. And he failed
Yay,
the
a
first
save.
one, which means that he took 1 point of constitution damage and became unconscious for 1 to 3 hours. and because it said the second round he did not take. No, actually, no, never mind. Because of how I said it, you would have taken the one con. You know, I'm gonna have to just properly nail down points. I want to try to use it more. Speaking of, there's a poison called Black Lotus Extract.
There is, yeah.
And it does cost 4,500 gold pieces.
Super expensive. Yeah.
Fortitude DC. It's a contact poison that has a DC of 20. Onset of a minute, lasts for 6 rounds, and deals 1d6 constitution damage every round for 6 rounds.
Yeah, it's a nasty poison.
That can kill you.
Yeah.
Like, straight up.
Okay, so you can treat
Anyway.
poison as a standard action, huh? Okay.
Yeah, that's to alleviate some of the things. But when it comes to the unconsciousness, I don't think that's.
Yeah,
Anyways.
no, I'm just mentioning it gives you a
I
bonus
mean,
when you
spell
use it
remove
later.
poison might cure me of that.
Yeah, I didn't prepare anything like that.
Yeah, Dane.
This dude, still
Anyways.
standing still like a jackass, get barked at by his superior. Does any of you except for ΔENRA speak Orcish?
Let me check. I don't think I do. No, I don't.
Oh,
only got
it's the
common
most easiest
Strix.
language to understand. It's orc.
You hear the one behind you, Sharon, shout something at you, past you, and you see the dude in front sort of timidly drop his crossbow and draw his short sword, and you're being
Yeah,
attacked
oh,
from both angles right
It's,
now.
Yep, I figured.
It's annoying to deal with. Even
Okay.
more so, especially because I'm supposed to have a good fortitude
Okay.
save.
He's
I got a 9.
for sure.
I hate it.
Okay, so that is going
AC
to
is
be
20, so.
Fucking unconscious.
That's going to be
Actually, wait,
that's going
let me
to
check
be
one thing.
15 from the dude. That's not
Okay.
going to make it. And that's going to be a 24
I got
from the
food.
ambiguous
It was
one.
nice.
That one
So
does
he
hit.
stabs you in the back.
Turkey was very
And
delicious.
see how much damage they deal.
But now I gotta wait.
Oh. Damn it. With a short sword,
Oh.
they deal you a hefty counting. 13 points of damage being stabbed in the
Ouch.
back.
Yep,
Oh,
that
we're
hurt. Okay.
Asray,
Oh,
you
it's a
currently
3-on-3
have
battle.
a
Okay,
mad
I didn't
blind
notice
woman
that.
currently like in front of you.
Yeah, I want.
Oh, we are not.
Oh, yeah, never mind. That's his turn. Yeah, Asray.
So. Yeah. Hear me? Shit, yeah. Yeah. I want murder. I want to attack.
Are you gonna blood rage for your attack?
Oh, thank you for the reminder, bro.
No problem, man.
Well, to be fair, I just would have said no. You can't attack because of the reach. Therefore, it would have been led to like stepping 5 foot away, anyways. But yeah,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
you're gonna have to take a 5-foot stepper and then attack.
Yep.
Because you have concealment against her, she's gonna have like a very much decreased AC.
Also, if you want to position yourself too,
That's why I was
a
thinking
5 foot
too.
this way leaves you both this angle and this angle.
Yeah, because I of course want to support you, so
It's up to you. Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, of course, I'll be able to accomplish both, right? By moving. How can I move my guy? Select move.
3 5 is
One
any
second.
5 squares, so like here, for example, gives you access to both for now.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Can I blood rage and then attack, or is it one or the other?
Blood raging and acting a blood rage is a free action.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I would like to trigger my blood rage. Yeah.
But no, I made a dampier of blood rage. It's great.
Yeah, dude, it's fun. I like the build that 𝓮𝓼 prepared for me, bro. It's
It's a fun
really
one.
fun. Yeah.
It's straightforward and very
Your
fun.
friend.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
If only I could
Yeah,
tell
it's
him that.
simple, bro. It was a really good beginner build. Where do I have to click something to trigger the blood rage, or do I just have to click the
I do
masterwork
believe-
Lucerne?
I do believe I have one for you that says like Masterwork Lucerne Blood Rage.
Yeah, cool.
There we go.
Ah!
We'll
That's
see.
a big boy attack. That's a
Yeah,
big boy
if it
attack.
hits, we're good.
Now, yeah, a funny thing, a sad thing, and a funny thing. The sad thing is, that would not hit her AC normally. But because you are concealed to her, that means she has a -4 to AC. At least how I remember it. Therefore, that attack hits, and you just utterly how do you swing? Actually, how do you swing this thing? Do you swing it side to side? Do you swing it top to bottom?
For Liz motion, she's in front of me. I would actually probably go. I would go from the bottom, bro, to the top, clapping her on her like the jaw, dog. Like,
You're
I'm
hearing
pretty
nasty
sure I'd
crack.
kill her.
You're hearing nasty crack, and her like her head like literally
Pops off.
feels not pops off.
Oh.
It doesn't pop off, but her jaw is impacted, and you see several like stretch marks start to bleed around her neck. As she just 1 second she's there, the other second she was taken to her con negatively.
Oh,
She just died on the spot.
wow. Harry,
Just
my
horrifying.
man.
There you go, Nag, there you go.
Okay. So I'm gonna say
The
two
blood
things
rage.
ahead of time for
The
this.
blood rage.
I'm gonna use non-lethal, going for the guy in front of me,
Okay.
and I'm going to use Shield of Swings when I do this action. So I'm gonna roll it so you see it.
Shield
My damage
swings,
reduced by
so you
half.
get a bonus to AC.
Yeah, but I get +4 to
Okay.
AC. So this is gonna go to him. I'm gonna use my non-lethal attack for it.
Non-lethal, what's that like?
We need someone to
It's a
this
lot
back
less
to the camp,
deadly, that's
okay?
for sure.
I mean,
Someone has to lead us back. So.
I was thinking about taking the blonde bitch alive. I was thinking about taking her alive.
Unfortunately, it does not
that
hit.
was
even
one
then.
away from being a
Oh,
critical
Oh
fumble.
yeah, yeah, it was. I just saw almost.
That
Yeah,
would
my
have been
AC
really bad, right?
Yeah, my AC is now temporarily 24.
Hooray for
This
24 AC.
person, the boss, seeing what just happened to
Friend.
seeing what just happened to her subordinate, or to their subordinate rather, they will give one stab at the back of Charon. That is going to be with the flanking and the to hit bonus. Oh, I think.
Bro, this bitch
Head
is dying,
math.
dog.
That's going to be a 26 to hit.
Damn, I'm at 24. It hits.
Damn.
Yeah, I know.
So you take another 12 points of damage
So,
as she retreats after seeing what's happened to her subordinate.
that almost takes me down.
Bitch.
Very close to.
Damn.
That's
How much
going to
HP do you
be
have?
That's going to be a 21 versus your CMDs.
My CMD is 23 now. Oh no, my CMD is 22 now because of this feat.
So you get one swing against them as they run away.
Okay, this is a. I hate her. So this is a lethal swing. Either way, damage is still half because of Shield of Swings, though. Not one. Are you kidding me, game? 2 and a 1. Are you kidding me?
This is why you buy a dice set. So you don't have to deal with this shit.
So let me draw a card now from the critical miss.
Just draw onto the table.
So now I see what happens.
So I got 52.
Oh, that sounds
52.
really bad.
Hello. That's the bottom of the deck stuff.
Like bad in the bad
Let's see
way?
what happens.
Oh, that's like there's 52 cards in the deck. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, true.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so melee. You threaten no squares for 1d6 rounds. Mirror 1d6. Because of Fog of War.
Very fitting.
Yeah, it is. After missing the opportunity attack, I can't do opportunity attack for 4 rounds. Okay.
Yeah. That's what we
Ra
got.
and Vivian's turn.
Oh my
Y'all are making this real hard on me. Just
Can we please-
want you to know.
kill this bitch. Kill this bitch.
Actually, because I did not have a weapon out,
Mhm.
I will pull out my composite longbow that y'all bought me. Or y'all found for me. And I have 5 masterwork arrows.
Indeed. Deanna gave
Nice.
them to you.
Ah!
Yeah, I would do it at the one that's not in,
Combat, yeah, for sure. You don't want that
yeah.
penalty.
That's gonna be just looking at. That's gonna be a +2 to AC from Azrael and +2 to AC from.
No, she's going for this
and
one.
then a +4 on top of that. I'm just saying, like, if she was trying to shoot,
Oh, if she was going for that one, yeah, that would have been a
that would have
huge
been
penalty.
that would have
Yeah.
been a -4 to hit and a +4 to hit AC.
Yeah.
Okay, and don't have a longbow in there, but it's
Just click
basically.
range touch.
I'm not gonna click on anything. Thank you.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
dice
right.
too low.
She rolls her dice, yeah.
But she rolled low.
5 plus 9
14?
is 14, plus 1
15.
is 15.
15 does not hit. Hearing the telltale clang of a bow, they flip around and catch the arrow on their light shield.
Wow, yeah, his bitch has a shield. Alright,
Mhm.
that's fine, bro. That's fine. It's more
That's why I was trying to
satisfying
focus this
kill them.
guy.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Thankfully, Raw still has movement.
Ooh.
Sure.
Go get
Problem
him,
is, you want to
boy.
get close when she has a bow, but yeah.
You forget you're unconscious. Vivian wouldn't move further away.
She can't.
50 feet,
I'm
right?
asleep. You know I'm not dead.
Doesn't
No,
matter.
you're not asleep.
Unconscious
You're
still applies for a
unconscious.
drawback.
You're supposed to say Raw. Get off the damn
As per
floor.
written, the secondary effect of this poison is unconsciousness for 1 day 3 hours. You are knocked out helpless. You're not asleep, you are knocked out.
And and there's my drawback.
Indeed.
Unconscious self triggers a dang.
Wait, that's hit point damage, not poisons.
Oh, yeah, to be fair, that's a
I
does say that.
don't
yes.
know.
That's a hit point damage.
I don't know it's
Only
not from that it's point damage.
1 heal check would be enough on that, but yeah.
But we're in combat, so it's not. Yeah. As far as she knows, she started to get hit by an arrow and went into battle.
Yeah,
But yeah,
exactly.
Ra doesn't do anything.
Oh.
Ribbit. Gotta protect Deanna.
Yep.
That's
You
Ra's
hear,
turn.
If only I was
You
just
hear
playing
the,
dead, I could just motion her to go for it.
You hear the lady barking something in Orcish. The lady. You hear the boss
The guy.
barking something
Yeah.
at their subordinate. And they scrabble a bit, just look down at their feet, pick up the crossbow, and starts following.
As that. Oh, yeah, I can't. Yep, he's free.
Sort of turns back to you and flips you off as he runs.
Oh, bro, he's
Charge
dead.
him.
Bro, he's dead.
Yeah, he's getting charged.
Bro, I'm killing him, bro. But let's leave the leader alive, bro.
Listen, she's
more
probably gonna get
valuable.
away. We'll see
No,
what
break
happens.
her
more
leg.
valuable.
It's
That's
Azrael's
right.
turn. You are still blood
right.
raging unless you want to not be.
I definitely want to be blood raging.
Oh.
Oof. Pretty
You
far.
can charge
I
and
would
hit either one.
suggest you, when it comes to the measuring, you click snap to center instead of snap to corner. There we go.
To center. Ah, okay.
It makes it easier, yeah.
Yeah, way easier.
And remember, you're at 10 feet range. You stop pretty much here, and you can go for either
Yeah.
or. If we're gonna go charging,
I enjoy that. I enjoy that. I enjoy that.
it's all good. It's easy to forget with reach weapons.
Wait, was it Lair? Yeah, it was here. It was here.
Yeah, to the left is the one flipping Sharon off.
Yeah. Yeah, but the bitch on the right is worth more alive.
It depends. It's whatever you would choose to. You're in a blood
Break
rage. Whatever
one
you
of their
choose
legs. Make him unable to run.
Yeah.
Go for the kill.
Go for a kill, huh?
It's up to you again. You're in a blood rage. It's up to you what you would do. It's up to you.
Blood, yeah, I'm furious, dog. But no, dog. Always time to think strategically.
No,
Really.
You got
You
6
don't.
seconds. A turn is 6 seconds.
Okay, fine. Fuck you, bro. Alright, then I want to charge.
Remember,
on the shield bitch
you're
with
essentially
the
raging. There is no logic.
there is no logic. Okay, fine.
You're
Fuck
charging
you
the
guys.
shield boss. Got it. Roll me 8 to hit.
I roll you a what?
Roll your normal
roll me
attack
roll-
blood
roll me
rage.
a-
Okay.
We'll add a +2 after.
Okay,
So that's 18. Since you charged.
yeah, okay, thank you.
That's
all
gonna,
good.
That's gonna be a mess.
AC's too high, man.
Just barely.
Oh, I
It
now
hits- it
now
hits,
now they're gonna fuck me. It's a shield at least.
It does hit their armor, but it doesn't leave any lasting damage. Sharon.
I hate this guy, so I'm gonna go for him.
Kill him.
Let me just
Kill
fix my AC thing quick. I'm back at
Murder
20 now.
his ass, dying.
Gonna go 5-4, and I'm gonna attack him from behind. Normally throw again.
Bro, why would the non-lethal die? Just kill him, bro.
I
Why?
get
Why are we
bonus
going?
I get bonus damage, and we need someone to hit.
No, he
find
doesn't.
the
He
bandit
doesn't
camp.
speak fucking English, dog. How is he gonna guide us? He speaks
forget who has
Orcish.
He
Orcish.
doesn't speak English.
He just speaks on, but he's there. Okay, fine. No, that's true because they could just be communicating.
Because she
in
also only
Orcish.
spoke his thing too.
Exactly.
That's all we've heard.
Exactly. They
The
could
other
just be
lady.
communicating.
The other lady was an orc. This dude is a human.
So
Seriously?
it's likely he's gonna know common.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has to then. Yeah. Okay.
No, it doesn't
then
have to. It depends if he was raised by orcs, for example, but
Really?
that's a different
The
thing.
ambiguous one, despite the look of the token, is more robed than covered.
But yeah, this is to the guy who flipped me off.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
22 is
yeah.
a hit. Takes 10 points of non-lethal. Still standing.
Motherfucker.
But
All I
he's
can
looking
do,
rather
I
knackered.
think. Actually, I need to check one thing quick before it ends, just to make sure. Yeah, that's all I can do. We're good.
Bro, I'm scared as to what they're gonna do next.
And they're trying to get away, so
Exactly, bro. I don't want them to get away.
there's not much we can do. We
That's what I'm
tried.
saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I can't believe I missed, bro.
There really
What's
is not
up?
much we can do, except for probably track them afterwards.
That's a good point. Damn, I hope. Oh,
The
okay.
horse
No,
is going to be
clock's an
standing
hour
still.
ahead.
It's our turn.
The road person. I keep saying the lady because it's a female. It's a female token.
Let's just say for the game that we think she may be a lady, we're not sure, so or either way.
Yeah, the boss. The boss.
We'll just say boss
The boss
person.
is. The boss
Good.
is hesitating and delaying their turn. Vivian and Ra.
Oh boy.
Mm.
It'll be interesting to see what she does.
Yeah, I would shoot.
So yeah, roll and then look at the penalty after, I guess, for melee.
I'd shoot the one not in.
Yeah, technically, Azrae is in melee with the lady, but the lady is the boss. Azrae is in melee with the boss, but the boss is not in melee with Azrae.
Yeah.
So the penalty does not apply.
Oh, okay.
Very nice.
Dirty 20.
Nice. Hopefully.
Dirty 20 is going to be a hit.
Yes.
Hey.
I think this is a D6.
A
It's
composite
small size.
longbow?
Let's see. It's a I want to say it's a D8 for normal longbows, and it would be a D6 for small. So yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
It's
Denshi's
a
small.
composite.
So that is a total of 3 damage.
Okay, noted.
Plus your strength?
I only get to add +1 from strength.
I remember
it's a
composites are
composite
in
plus
tiers.
1.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm just saying. Still
No,
adding plus
that
one.
added the. I rolled a 2.
Okay.
So.
Okay. But yeah, taking the arrow, they appear to be waiting for something.
Probably cover their ally, I'm guessing.
I'm imagining as Raz is gonna be standing still, just looking at the Emperor, licking his face by the time.
You good, bro? You good?
He's caring. He's caring.
He,
Yeah, he
he's
wants
got
to know.
intelligence.
Yeah, he's got.
Yeah, he's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
He's a
So
sweetheart.
He's a
this
sweet
dude
rock.
this dude has just straight up lost it. He is looking like, after taking a heavy hit, like straight to the chest, he is looking very much. Looking very much frazzled, and he's gonna run. Like,
Oh.
full-on action run. Provokes from both.
No, not me.
Actually, no. Only provokes from Charon as he runs
No.
this way.
No, it doesn't provoke for me. Remember, I had the
What?
penalty.
Itch.
Do you take the attack opportunity? Do you take the attack opportunity, Azrael?
Well, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Do
yeah.
it, man.
I could. Yeah.
Go for
Let
it.
me squash him like a fucking bug, bro. I'm a
Okay.
Come on, smash attack him.
bro.
Think of this
hell
like
yeah.
Super Smash Bros.
Yeah.
Smash!
Roll me a rage to hit.
Let's see, dog.
Confirmed.
Good
That's a
lord,
confirm!
Oh my god.
I want to
Rickard!
say-
I think he's dead.
I want to ask as well. I very much want to ask as well. Do you have combat reflexes as a feat?
What? I don't know. Hopefully.
The reason
Yeah,
why
Here's
that's
the thing,
it
combat
gives you
reflexes
more,
allows you. It gives you more attack of opportunities equal to your dex modifier.
because she's probably was gonna run with him.
You have dodge mobility and furious focus. You do not have.
God damn it.
Also, yeah, something to keep you remembering as well. With furious focus, you can power attack once without taking penalties. So you should be power attacking more.
I forget.
I mean, I know you
That's
just
more damage without the
I know you
minuses.
just hit. I know you just hit for like 19, like unmodified. Speaking of which, draw me a critical hit card.
Okay. Ready?
40. Now I'm gonna give you a card in the Discord, and you get to choose between bludgeoning and piercing because that's what the Lucerne is.
I'm ready
Pointy
to copy
end
the
or
image.
blunt end?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Let me see what the options are. Ah,
Oh.
sucking chest wound, numbing blow.
Numbing
overhand
blow or that
chop.
one's up to you.
I don't know. I kind of like the sucking chest wound, bro.
It's up to you. Whatever you want to do.
Not back. No, not back. No, there's no point. Double overhand chop.
No,
double
it's only
damage
numbing
speed.
and sickening because bludgeoning and
Oh.
piercing is your weapon damage type. It's only those two you can choose from.
Yeah.
Oh, now I see. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
in red, small letter red. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So whichever, if you're hitting the blend end, it's numbing. If you're hitting the piercing end, it's sucking chest wounds.
Not sucking chest
Knowing
wound,
him,
bro.
he's stabbing it.
No, yeah, bro. You're not
So-
Are you
Are
gonna
you
impale him at the
double
end of the
damage?
turn?
I would like to.
So,
Yes.
I'm gonna
Sucking chest.
I'm gonna be a bit creative with this. So he
Mhm.
like in fear turns around to try to run. He turns like not facing his superior, but facing away from his superior. You just right hand swing with the hook of the hammer right into the square of his back, making that pointy bit stick out at the front. And he just looks down upon it as actually roll me damage one more time. Roll me 1d12 plus 7 again.
Okay. So I just go. I just rolled the same thing I did. The
Yeah, just
combat
roll the same thing
blood rage.
again.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Damn.
So that's gonna be 27 points of damage in a single hit. And yeah, he just sort of claws at
Crumbles.
this spike in his chest and falls over. And as that is happening, his superior takes the run action as well, and now moves 4 times their movement speed away from you, basically escaping combat.
Okay, that's fine, bro. We'll find her.
Add a character, you might want to take combat reflexes.
Yeah, how do I add? I
Next
have to wait
level.
till I level up.
When you get a
Yeah,
feat,
uh-huh,
yeah.
No, definitely.
It's a learning experience. What can I say?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, my first D&D game ever, dog. It's fun, bro. This is truly enjoyable, dog. thoroughly.
And with that, you guys have ended combat.
Now I do a heal check on 𝓮𝓵𝓷𝓾.
Okay.
Bro, they even get hit once.
There's a
Except
there's
for
a
that arrow.
DC.
Okay, that's fine.
Let's see here. The DC is going to be
I'll be right back.
I got a 21.
A 21.
Yeah.
So yeah, you more than handily notice the arrow. You do some checks, and you know this poison to be blue winnie poison. It is the poison is specifically it's an injury poison. It's a DC. I want to say it was a 14 or 15.
Hey.
It was a DC. Let's see here. Blue Winnies. DC 14. Rounds and does 1 point of con damage and causes unconsciousness for 1d3 hours. The poison has run its course through the Edward's body. It is currently inert, but still it's not doing rampant harm, but it's still keeping him unconscious for the next hour, essentially.
Azrae.
When it comes to the action of treating poisons, it essentially means that you use the heal action to prevent poison dealing damage if it's still going. To treat poison means to tend to a single target who has been poisoned or is going to take more damage from the poison or suffer other effects. Every time the poison character makes a save against the poison, they make a heal check. As if the heal check exceeds the poison, the character receives a +4 competency bonus on the save against the poison. So yeah, it's to help overcome it when it's still saving for it. This is another similar check for Treat Disease. Yay!
Sorry, I got pulled away for a second.
Okay, so Azrae, can you put him in the back? I'm gonna drive the horse.
Of course, sure. Yeah. My pleasure. As I gently lift up the other and place him in the back or on the horse. Whatever.
Meanwhile, Sharon, I'm just going to say because Sharon is the one with the highest perception, just noticed a blazing trail being left through the forest by the leader of these goons.
Nice.
Who are currently laying splayed out on the floor. One of them whose head is almost knocked off, and the other one who has been punctured from the back of his chest. Hello?
I think you went BRB.
Who?
Oh yeah, right.
Strife.
Anyways, Strife does notice the trail left behind by the last bandit. Other than that, you also have the dead bodies laying about. What do you guys do?
Is it a faux pas to search them?
No.
Right. I kind of want to search the one whose cave whose chest I caved in.
Keep in mind though, we probably will not have time to grab the armor.
That's cool. I just want to run his pockets.
Okay. You go run his pockets.
So you check the person that you impale from the back. Also, Dane, unless the arrow is moved, yes, the arrow's still sticking in you.
Cool.
I don't know why you sent me a PM for that, but oh well.
Because I didn't want to ask it out loud.
I will remove the arrow from him. Is it salvageable?
Roll me a D100.
Fuck.
On a 50 or below, it breaks.
Wow. So it has a 50-50 chance of being. of-
All arrows,
is-
when you fire them, have a 50-50 chance of breaking.
Wow.
Well,
Okay, that's pretty
when
cool.
When it comes to retrieving arrows, it's a 50% material rate on everyone.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Well, I got it out, but I smashed it.
As long as it's out.
It's splintered.
Out and in.
But yeah, so you do notice that
Definitely
the
out.
armor he's wearing is Masterwork studded leather, but it is damaged because you just impaled it from the back to the front.
Wasn't much of a masterwork.
He also had actually this this goes from this goes for both of them. They appear to have two Masterwork short swords each,
Damn, I
and
kinda
one
want to take this shot.
Masterwork light crossbow each, all medium. I'm
Have
just
time to
assuming
take a short shirt?
you are looking through both of them, are you? I mean, just for the sake of it, I'm just.
Yeah. I just didn't say it because she was like a distance away.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fine. I mean,
If I can run through both of their pockets real quick, take maybe
Yeah.
one sword. You know what I'm saying.
So you also notice that he
Collect them
has
both, we can sell it.
Yeah,
has a
true,
few-
true. But I want to keep one.
he has a few items on his personage as well, like that is on the outside of his armor. He has a few loops with potions hanging from them.
Okay.
One of them which you smashed from the back.
Yeah.
There's a vial. There's some red splashes that is not blood dribbling down from his chest as well. But you do manage to salvage one cure light wounds, a clearly labeled cure light wounds from this man, and two cure light wounds from the lady.
Very nice. I like the sound of that.
Roll me two perception checks as well when it comes to checking.
See, senor, right away. Alright. Skill. Perception.
Nat
Shit.
20, 25.
So on the impaled dude, you notice he has in his backpack, he has a wine skin, a water skin, and a week's worth of rations. You also notice on the inside of his pants is a purse containing 10 silver pieces. And he also has a dice. He also has a dice set and a deck of playing cards.
Oh, okay, that's cool. That's nice.
On the lady, you find double up on water skins and a week of rations as well. So 2 weeks of rations. You find 3 water skins, 1 wine skin. All of them are full. You find 10 SP. You also find 20 bolts, 2 Masterwork light crossbows.
Anybody want the crossbows?
4 Masterwork short swords.
Take them, we're gonna sell them.
I bet. Damn, 4
and,
of them.
a dice set, playing card set.
Also,
14 rations.
Also, Azra, it wouldn't be a bad idea to have a crossbow on you.
Okay, sure, son. I'll take one of the crossbows for myself and maybe 1 set of shorts. Can I dual wield? Is that a thing, or do I have to get that as like a feat?
Technically,
You
can
want to
dual
get
wield,
it
it's
as a
just-
feat.
You can dual wield, but you're going to be doing it at a -4 if you choose to do it right now.
Yeah, it is better for you to just.
I'll take a short shirt just in case.
I will say this:
Having
having one short sword is going to be very valuable because that covers the slashing that you do not. Well, you have claws to do slashing, I suppose, but it covers weapon slashing if you want to do that.
Yeah, no, I definitely want to keep at least one of them. I was thinking about 2, but no, okay, that's why I asked. I'll take a crossbow and just one of the swords then.
Yeah.
And the rest will
Mark
sell
on your
cheap.
sheets. And what you guys do not want to carry in personage, you just edit Wagon''𝓷 𝓛𝓲𝓷𝓽. You have edit chance, and you can just edit the bio. what you guys keep in the chests and such.
Badass.
So what did I
Badass.
miss while I was away?
Divvying up the loot.
Basically, on your end, you notice that the leader running away left a blazing trail. Well, not blazing, as per se, literally.
Pretty
very
obvious.
clear
Left
trail.
a rather obvious, like at least starting trail, like going through the forest.
Okay.
We put Deanna in the back to go sleep off his poison.
Anyone have any healing, by the way?
Actually.
Very
Oh,
bloody.
Yeah, you got. Oh, good lord, you got sneak attacked a lot that round.
I figured it was sneak attack by how much damage he did. Yeah.
Okay,
Wait,
I
give
will
me-
lay on hands. You are not fatigued, correct?
No.
Okay.
Okay, that helps a lot.
Healing.
Sudden fatigue falls over Charon. No.
Son of a-
And then I'll also do a channel positive.
Okay.
So 4.
A little bit over half.
What
enough.
about
Force
you?
heals +4.
Actually, I would assume we would do this at the cart.
Yeah. I'm assuming that as well.
I'll move my token back to the cart so it's easier that way.
So Dane, you also heal 4.
Yeah, I'm back at full life.
There's a clear trail if you want to continue.
It is off the beaten path. Like the road that they took is off the beaten path. It's going to be difficult to get through there with a wagon, but with some finagling, it might be possible. Basically, I'm going to have it down to a handle. I'm
Animal.
going to have it down to a handle animal check
Okay.
to make sure. Or actually, handle animal or ride, one of the two.
Yeah.
You have 8s in
see if
both of
you can-
those.
To see if you can manage to maneuver Horsey McHorsington correctly enough to make sure the wagon doesn't get stuck.
We don't have to go
But-
straight into a fight. If we follow it, just the trail gets colder and the more comfortable she is, the more hidden it's going to be as time goes on.
Yeah. That's why I
But
said we
it
weren't
gives you-
going to strip them of armor. We don't have time.
That's what I'm saying. Like you have a
The
point
weapons,
to
other
start
stuff
off.
easy.
You're
Yeah.
still gonna have to roll a survival check to follow the tracks.
Oh yeah, definitely. Just easy start, get difficult the longer we go on.
Yeah, like seeing the tracks in the beginning is just obvious, but following it from where it stops
Yeah.
being obvious is going to be the survival.
Yeah, for sure. So let's say you. Should we? He's right now Perry's BRB, so.
I'm so sorry. I just got a text message that says that I need to take another COVID shot.
It's all good.
So I'm trying to find out if I actually need to, because that was my 3rd dose.
Okay, gotcha.
As an additional dose.
But you guys having a huge chest in the back of this, I'm just imagining it being the colossal chest from Dragon Quest Builders.
Honestly, that's probably where we put like the trail rations now.
Oh wait,
Yeah,
by the way,
definitely.
the horse can't move right now.
Why?
Why?
The
There's
horse
a
managed
bear
to save.
trap on its hoof.
What do you mean, bear trap on his hoof?
Remember when the entire thing started? A snap of a bear, the snap of something underneath.
Oh, Dane. If it was a
Assumptions,
bear
man.
trap, I would have rolled an attack and 3d6 damage on the horse.
Ah,
Can't assume, man.
Because that's
Come
the
on.
damage of bear traps. That little thinking was a tripwire being snapped and releasing a firing mechanism for some arrows that were poison.
well, thank God the horse managed to make it safe, and at least it also healed.
Indeed.
Yeah, the
heal
horse
for a
also
challenge.
healed 4 HP.
That's what I did.
Yeah, Seraph mentioned it in chat.
Okay, good. I was just like,
Horse like lost almost as much as me, honestly, in that fight. Just from the opening salvo.
Yeah, lost like what 11?
No.
Yeah, he got hit, but he got hit for 8. It took the heaviest hits.
I took like 25
It's okay, folks.
fights. I took 25 HP damage.
But yeah. So you guys are going to follow this trail. One of you guys need to roll me a survival check to try to follow this trail.
I guess I'll do survival.
Raw.
What?
Doesn't Raw have scent?
We're following tracks though.
That is a good point. I did pierce her.
Oh, true. Blood.
Oh, that would make the tracking visually easier as well.
I will have Raw go beside the horse. Basically sniff where she bled. And off we go.
Okay.
I'll also be looking as well.
Have
Just
Ra roll me a survival check.
I'm also sorry for the fact that I'm giving ideas, but again, I'm unconscious for like the next 30 minutes, I assume.
so we get duct tape for Dane. Got it.
No, Dane.
You're-
You're unconscious for the next like 50 to 55 minutes.
Combat took like 20
you're
seconds.
legitimately
Yeah,
like out the
I'll
rest of the
admit that.
game. I got a 6
A 6. Is that modified?
with a +1. It is.
Is it too late for me to say I was
Plus
also
1.
gonna be looking for tracks or no?
That dice has gone to jail. I'd like you to know that.
Let's see here. One moment. I'm just trying to. Let's see here. Scent.
I have it written
A
in.
creature with a survival skill and descent ability can follow tracks by smell. Make a survival check to find and follow tracks. Creature with descent ability can attempt to follow tracks using survival and train. Survival DC of a fresh trail is DC 10. It increases or decreases based on how strong the quarry's odor is. Number of creatures, age of the trail. Each hour that the trail is cold, its DC increases. So did you roll a 6 or a 7?
I rolled a 6.
The 6 plus 1 or 6 total?
6 total.
Okay.
I felt tempted to say because you have flesh blood tracks. I'm gonna give it a -4 to the DC, lowering it from a 10 to a like a very fresh track down to a basically just following the blood.
Mm-hmm.
I very much want to have this story going forwards, and I do have a reason to make it so.
Okay.
So, Ra, being the blood frog that he is, takes charge, and you set off like hunting rider and a foxhound. You set off.
Oh my
Azrael,
god, I love this.
Now that you do not need to be playing the point of a guard anymore, do you want to sit in the wagon as well, or do you want to walk
He's
besides it, Azrael?
BRB
Oh,
right
he's
now.
BRB, right?
Yeah.
As I say, he's sitting shotgun at the moment, just
Okay.
to be active and like be able to hop off. Okay. And for the sake of the 𝓮𝓵, let us say that the tracking is a bit slower than running, but it takes Ra a little over an hour to follow the track to its end, and the 𝓮𝓵 wakes up being in a place in the middle of the forest that he doesn't recognize. Surrounded by friends that he do recognize, though.
As he finds himself sliding into a sarlacc pit.
But okay, I did not mean to put you down for that long. As Deanna kind of adjusts himself, and reaches for where the arrow did hit him, and feels nothing.
You also notice you're not in the driver's seat anymore. You are sleeping in the back.
Oh yeah, he's taking in the information slowly. Hey, Karen.
Yeah.
What happened?
Ba-da,
You take a nap.
ba-da.
Man, aside from that,
We killed 2
You also
bandits. We're
kinda look-
following the 3rd.
Gonna go get some
also,
fresh.
hey, you also kind of, look like shit yourself.
No, I'm much better now than earlier. That's all I'll see.
Battle rough.
Not the worst.
That depends on who you ask. It went relatively smooth for me. I'm not gonna lie. I think Vivian did reasonably well. Karen had a prickly moment or two.
Can I try to identify what the poison was?
The poison is long gone. You would have no way. I would say a knowledge nature might be able to. But I would say it would be a fruitless effort, like, because you would know there are several poisons that can knock someone out, and there are a few that specifically knock out via injury. But you could, like, you would know for sure, like, this, like, is not, like, this was definitely a poison of some sort. Vivian knows what poison it is, but I don't think you would by just failing and falling unconscious, because there are, like I said, several poisons that do that. Well, I'll say several. There's like
do that, but
two or three of them.
I mean, I do have a point of con damage, so while the poison's main effect may be long gone, its lasting effect is still there till I actually get a long rest.
I don't necessarily know if you would know a lot of poisons, being a military commander as well, unless your army was particularly nasty in their use of poisons.
I'd see, we're in the north, so not really. If anything, we were more used to guerrilla warfare than poisoning.
Yeah.
I would imagine that if you guys did use poison, it would be more like direct and less subterfugal.
Let's see.
Sounds
At least,
about
like,
right.
in the middle of combat.
Has he said anything to me?
Not
I'm
yet,
saying Dane. Okay.
but he is going to try and move towards the cask of ales while the cart's moving,
Oh my
in order to kind of... What?
Nothing.
He's going to
Didn't even
open the
roll me for-
wagon's little sheet, the wagon's front sheet, in order to see who's driving.
You see Vivian and Azray up front.
You okay, Vivian?
Oh, I'm fine. I didn't take any damage.
Being the ones up front, Ra, Vivian, Azray, and 𝓮𝓵𝓷, roll me perception check.
Every time we have to roll perception, it's at a time that Charon can't because he's inside the fucking wagon right now.
It works for me. I get to relax. You guys, the
Okay, roll
I'm still tending to my
first.
wounds.
15.
Almost dying, I guess, gives you the
Yeah.
privilege.
Okay.
Listen, I was the HP tank that fight.
I
Yeah.
feel like the
That's
first
so
thing that
true.
happens is Yenra getting knocked unconscious again. I'll be upset.
Oh my god.
Bang.
Well, I can promise you this, 𝓮𝓵𝓷, it is not poison this time.
Oh, this time.
Raw 17,
Yeah,
Viv
Azray,
I got
12.
17,
give me a
Vivian with a
perception
12.
check.
Ah.
Aim says repeating me.
Why?
Sorry.
Cool though. I'm cool.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, your brother is upset because of that picture.
Oh wow, yeah, I don't see anything, bro.
The Black Lotus.
just like last time.
Yes.
Yeah. We all are. Well,
Yeah.
all of us that know what the Black Lotus is.
As soon as you told me the price
Well,
tag,
because
dog,
it's
I
a
got upset.
very good Magic the Gathering card.
That's what
So
It's
good,
actually
it's
worth
better
a lot of
than that,
money,
from
and
what
that's
I
why it's a
know.
waste of money.
Like
not
here's the
the
main thing
fact-
about the Black
okay.
Lotus. Like, just a quick side tangent.
Oh my
The
god.
Black Lotus,
Yeah.
yes, it's very expensive, but it is
And
also one of
okay.
the most broken cards in Magic the Gathering, and it is part of the quote unquote Power 9 that is banned everywhere in Magic the Gathering.
So there's
Power
there's
9
8 other
are-
cards.
Yeah.
6.
Wow.
Oh no, 9. Sorry.
No.
Wow.
The Power 9 are a series of alpha set cards that are so legendarily powerful that they've broken the game for the future sets and have
What the
since been outright outlawed in every single Magic the Gathering tournament.
Wow.
Right now we have like
There
about
are
Wow.
40 minutes left.
Wow. Oh.
yeah,
Yeah.
I just
true.
wanted to go
Yeah.
off on that. I'll tell you guys more about
True.
it after the game.
Later. Yeah. Later. Alright, so we don't know
I
shit.
am-
We don't know anything like always, dog. Like always. I fucked by the
Yeah, I
poison.
do want to
ivy last
say,
time,
I do want to have a little bit more fun before we end off. But I do
of
think,
course.
because of what I have planned, and we didn't get to it quick enough, we are going to end off a bit early today.
Oh,
But before that, though,
no.
before that, 𝓮𝓵𝓷 notices that the horse is currently not tripping. The horse is currently stepping
Tripping
over a
balls.
wire. So there's a wire
Oh.
going in between the middle of the horse. And it's
Oh,
slowly
what a
getting closer and closer, like to the back, to the
Guys,
front wheel of
guys.
the wagon.
Stop the wagon!
Stop the wagon!
I'd stop it.
calmly,
behind.
calmly.
I would say
What?
roll me a handle animal because at this point the horse has already started following Ra. Just more or less on instinct.
Oh no! So he's just
Okay.
gonna. He's just.
Oh, it's a
gonna
+8. I already
go-
mentioned that.
Yeah.
You go to dice jail, as that's an 11.
Yeesh.
11.
Doesn't sound
Actually,
good. Is that a good roll?
Actually, thinking about it, what the hell would I thinking about? Because it's a combat trained horse. Chances are it would know stop more or less by command.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so you managed to stop the horse. It's trod over the wire, but the wire is currently in between the horse and the wagon wheel.
Oh.
Wow. But son
Does
did.
anyone know how to take down traps?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Nah, I don't think so. Is that a skill?
It
Yes.
is a very specific skill.
Yeah.
To give
that-
you
𝓮𝓵𝓷𝓾 not trained in.
yeah,
To give you a little bit more dread, as it were, because of the 𝓮𝓵𝓷's perception.
Disable device.
The 𝓮𝓵𝓷 follows the look of the wire, and he looks around and notices that there is there's a big ass log propped up in the trees, more or less squared in on the wagon itself.
Wow.
Oh, she's a fucking trapper, isn't she?
Oh, she's a fucking bitch.
That or it was set up before on the way to the
Oh.
camp.
Well, doesn't matter, dog.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
their territory.
So
She set it up.
we have a problem, guys.
Okay.
Disable device. Does that help?
You do?
Well, now here's the thing. Do you have
Yeah.
a point in disable device?
By point, they means a rank, not a
Yeah, a
bonus.
rank.
I don't think so. It says -1. I don't know. It has. It
If
has
you do
has
not have a
something
rank in
there.
it, you are not trained in
Like
disable
0,
device.
yeah.
Your
zero.
dexterity is
Fuck
plus
you
1
guys.
as well. Actually, your disabled device is -1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of the
You level
armor
up, I
he's
can put
wearing.
one in there, but otherwise I do not.
Outside penalty.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for clarification and for crushing my dreams.
Of course, anytime.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Deanna will then say, "There is a log aimed squarely at the cart.
Oh my
If we
god.
trip this wire, that comes swinging down on us."
Okay.
I will tell
Can
Free
you
day.
fix
Just
that?
looking at this. This is not something that was set up. This is not something that was set up like just now. This has been here a while.
It's complicated.
It's a simple mechanism, but you would know. You would have to know like how to like
So,
operate this
How
out.
it works.
question: how's it being held up by like rope or what?
How is the log being suspended?
I would say because because Deanra, because none of you have disabled device, like knowledge in disabled
Upgraded.
device. You can't see how the mechanism works. It just like
We
you
just
see
see
that
a
the
log.
log is held. The log is held back by rope, like it's being suspended by ropes, and somewhere like above you in a canopy, it's being connected to like the roof or the forest or something like that. But other than that, like you don't know how this trap works. Other than more than likely, step on wire, log comes swinging down.
Then follow-up
Right.
question:
We spent a lot of money on this cart. We're
There's
going to have
shit
to
in there.
separate the cart and the horse. Azray, you're going to ride the horse. Vivian, get on the horse, get on the
Sir.
raw.
So follow-up question: are the ropes like a bunch of different ropes all across, or just one on each end of the log to hold it?
That's
We
a lot of rope.
unfortunately don't know
Yeah,
because
we don't know.
No,
we
he's
know
saying the
that the
mechanism.
logs.
He's saying the mechanism we don't know, but we can see ropes in the log. Is what I'm saying.
The rope holding the log is a mess of ropes.
Okay.
It is a big ass log after all.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't shoot at random wires.
Yeah.
Okay.
When,
I was
once you
just thinking,
guys
like,
are
depending on
armed
the
up,
ropes, it would have been like, if we cut one side, it won't be a log rolling straight at the cart. It may just go harmlessly to the
Just-
side, maybe. But that's just a
Yeah.
guess. So
Yeah. Well, we came to the same conclusion, unfortunately.
once you
Okay,
guys
so
are,
if he wants me to ride raw, I will.
Azray,
top
once
of
you're
the
on the
horsey.
horse, disconnect the horse from the wagon, and me and Karen are going to pull the wagon back so it's not going to trip the wire.
Okay. Okay, so I gently clamber onto your saddle, turn around, and then undo the connecting need between the cart and the horse. Do I need to roll anything for that, or it's just a simple thing I can do?
I would say as far as rules are concerned, I think you guys would more than enough would have more than enough strength to be able to just pull this wagon. Just because it's not filled up right now. It's quite empty.
Yeah.
But yeah, you would have.
Okay.
I would imagine you guys would have enough strength to like cooperate in just pushing this wagon backwards, or at least pulling it backwards.
All right. So once we get the cart and the horse away from each other, we're gonna have to just move with the horse for the time being, as Deanna will go over the wire after the cart's away from it, and motion for Karen to come with. All right. And good. Thankfully, we saved the cart. We're gonna have to keep moving forward, though.
Do we want to just set off the trap?
Once we make sure that none of us are gonna get hit by it, yes, we'll set it off.
in case things go bad, so we can save as a self-defense.
Yeah, but
Right.
wouldn't they know where it is?
Maybe if they're chasing us, they may out things straight, like the guy from earlier.
Well, that's fair.
Plus, if we do trigger it, I know we're not exactly quiet, but it's also going to be another sound of how close we are to them, depending how far they are.
Yeah,
Ooh,
but they
we can
might
end up
think
just
that we're
running
trying to gather ourselves because of it.
Sure.
Azure,
We
what's
can't
your
get into
thoughts?
their head.
Azure,
Yes, sir. What's up, Dai?
what are your
Direct
thoughts?
connected. Oh well, I mean, We can, if we trigger the trap, they'll know where we're at. But like Aaron said, they might not be thinking clearly. But do we really want them to know we're coming after them? Oh, but then how are we going to get the wagon across the
We're not getting
trap?
across.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, we're not going to be able to. Because yeah, regardless, the log would then obstruct the path. Where he said that we're strong enough to carry the cart. Can we?
No,
Can
we're
we
gonna.
lift?
We're
What?
No,
probably
we
gonna
What?
leave
can't
the
lift the
cart.
cart.
Fuck,
We have to
bro,
leave the
no,
cart
man.
behind here, and we're gonna advance with the horse.
Right. Okay. I guess then.
To reiterate what I was saying is that you guys like just going based on the weight and the mechanics of like pulling stuff. I would imagine Azray, like with Azray's strength scores and stuff, he would be powerful enough to like pull, like drag along the floor 1,000 pounds of weight.
So he's about as
Just
strong as a
make-
literal heavy horse.
Well, no, because the heavy horse can carry the cart, which can carry 3,000 pounds.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
I'm just saying,
Ah.
like the weight of the wagon as it is right now, with a heavy chest in it and all the other stuff, it is currently not like you can pull it backwards, like traveling long distance with it is going to be difficult, but like you're powerful enough to like move it. It's not like it's a stone cart; it's a wooden cart. So
True.
you could definitely like drag this thing like back from the tripwire.
Hmm.
Like it is likely
we
enough
did-
to do that. Whether or not you do it,
I
that's
mean,
your
we did
choice.
move it away from the tripwire. We did move it away. We're trying to figure out about the trap.
Okay. Noted.
Dio's gonna pull out a gold coin.
Oh God. Okay.
Heads or tails?
know-
Heads,
you know
we
I'm gonna
trigger
say-
it.
You know what I'm gonna say, Dan? Roll me a ranged attack roll.
Range attack.
Wait for what?
Flipping a coin?
Oh, you're flipping a coin. I thought you were going to toss the coin onto the wire to trigger it.
No.
What? No, bro.
No,
please.
no, we're still trying to figure out if we
God,
want to
dude.
just trip it and take the
Heads.
cart.
Heads,
What
we
we-
trip the trap, and then take the cart to move on ahead. Tails, we leave it and we leave the trap alone and the cart back here to keep a quiet approach. Deal?
That sounds fair.
Okay.
All right.
So which is for 1 and 2, Dane? Which is heads, which is tails?
High as heads.
Tails. So we're
Leaving the
leaving the
cart.
car and leaving the trap.
And
What's that?
we proceed forth.
Okay, I'm riding raw.
Are you taking
Azrael on the horse.
horse along?
We unstrapped the horse.
Keep in
He's
mind, the
riding the
horse
horse.
doesn't have a saddle.
Can't ride bareback?
You're riding it
Yeah,
bareback.
the
That's gonna
horse-
hurt.
Not. Well,
Yeah. There's a
Use
reason
a
why
rain
the
salute
moment
alongside you.
there was a
Yeah,
reason
true.
why when I leveled up in the when I had leveled up and we were suddenly in the arena, I was like, "Can I buy basic gear? I don't want to bareback this."
Saddle. Okay, so saddle burn is a thing, or
You
whatever.
can just
fuck
like
it's called.
lead it by
Thinking
the
about
reins,
it,
though.
I don't think
So-
I've ever like read anything about like riding a horse without a saddle.
In game,
don't-
probably not.
Let's see here.
Yeah, whoa.
saddle I used
I
to
think it was
hold
more of the
rider
fact that
and
he
it's-
just can't effectively ride the horse at full
Without a
speed.
saddle. Yeah. Understood.
I will
So
say
yeah, I'll
that
just walk.
I will say if you're going to be riding without a saddle, it's going to be a negative to both steering the horse as well as
Well, you can still
General
steer the
riding.
horse with the
reins
with your
and just walk
knees.
beside it too,
uh
depending,
you
right?
have you have wagon reins, yes, I would imagine, but still like
mhm.
what you can do, you can just like tie off the horse to a tree near the wagon if you guys don't want to bother like bringing the horse along.
Something
We paid a lot of money for this horse.
Yeah. This fuckers
That's
The
what
horse
I'm
is our
saying, like-
essential animal companion. We're taking it with us.
Well, it's not an animal companion because it doesn't get extra bonuses.
But it's
But it's
it's
companion
an
because we paid
animal
for
that's
it.
become a companion. Anyways,
Let us commence forth and continue tracking.
okay. So, you guys go forth, and it doesn't take too long for you guys to like walk forwards before you start seeing like not necessarily signs of civilization, but signs of habitation. You start seeing more like tracks that are a little bit more trodden. Tracks like, including the track you're currently following, that Raz currently following, the blood trail. You're starting to see more like tracks going about the place as well. And doesn't take too long, like after seeing that you guys get to a clearing. And in that clearing, you see what appears to be what appears to be a stolen map from a different AP.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
What?
Yeah. I had this still laying around from a different AP I've been running, and yeah, like you guys end up in a clearing in the forest, as I reveal
How much of a
area.
clearing if it's all black?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. You know what I was gonna say? I have dark vision.
I have great vision technically, yeah, but yeah.
I do too,
yeah,
but
It is currently light. It is currently light.
I know it was a joke and everything being black.
Mhm.
Yeah, how's it going?
There you go.
Um,
So you guys
there
get
we
to a
go.
clearing with a lot of big trees, and you look up, and you see essentially a very elaborate, like treehouse structure spanning several large trees. And you see a couple of people like milling about, sort of hurriedly, carrying supplies and whatnot, almost like they're preparing for something. And I
If
do
we can see
believe
them,
that's where we're going to end it.
Dion was gonna ask if he could try and see if they're like. I want to try and see if they are more like related towards the bandits and whatnot.
I will say this, like, from looking at like most of these people going about, they look very much like they look very similar in clothing to the
bandits
the
that
two.
mercilessly attacked us.
The two guys that Azray just utterly destroyed.
Butchered them for like the pigs that they were.
Oh, looks like we found our camp.
Okay.
And there goes our stuff.
That's a lot, yeah, bro. That's a lot of people
Hey,
dying.
it's a woodland sound. It's a woodland sound.
Yeah, Chi.
But yeah, I will say.
Well, this is gonna be. I will say I'm excited now because this is gonna work well with my feats I just got.
And then he gets knocked up by Steep Arrow again.
Oh my
pissed off by
god. Okay,
Let's try it.
So you guys got experience from defeating. You guys got experience for defeating the two people. It's going to be a bit of a low experience day today. Honestly, I thought we were going to get to this, but you guys were so excited in buying a horse and buying a wagon and all that discussion.
Enthusiastic.
We finally got to have our travel gear.
Which is not bad. I love the fact that you guys are bringing a horse with you into this, which means that's one more target for me if I want to do it.
Oh
Then
my
again, a
God.
horse is a valuable thing.
He's a
Likely
homie.
is they want to steal the horse, but yeah.
Yeah, that's.
So you guys get 300 each for the combat. I'm adding on 400 for simply attending and playing and role playing and such. And because of the fact that you guys didn't trigger the trap, I'm gonna give you an additional 100 each on there. So everyone knows down 80. Everyone knows down 800 experience.
Oh, okay.
It's 4,000 away. Or 3,400 away.
300.
Yeah. Yeah, bypassing the traps gives us a bit of experience.
Hey, I
100.
leveled
100 for it.
up.
300 experience left. By the way, Strife,
hmm
the feat I'm talking about is Crushing Impact.
So then
Rushing
you're gonna
an
fall all the
enemy
way to the
into an
floor?
Object. No, full rushing an enemy into an object, I deal damage. Which means I
So
can
then
actually
you're gonna do
control
more
placement
combat
of the
maneuver
enemy.
checks instead of attacks.
Well, yeah. Here's the thing: combat maneuver checks and attacks do each have their own use. But if combat
They
maneuver
do.
for me works, I do additional damage.
They do. I'm just gonna mention they usually screw you though whenever you try them.
I know,
So,
but at the
before
very
I
least with my
forget-
powerful maneuvers, I'll be fine.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that so.
Before I
Done.
forget, I'm changing the calendar from Arodus 4th to Arodus 5th. It is
Okay.
Moon Day.
Hey,
Yay, Monday!
does that mean
Oh, I know
we're
exactly who we're gonna raid.
gonna festivate?
random information. So I was, making it up the mountain during game today
Mm-hmm.
when, when it wasn't my turn in combat because
Pokemon.
Yeah.
I can
Because
multitask.
Pokemon.
Because Pokemon, yeah.
Uh,
Made it up the mountain, defeated Cyrus, and then I was like, why am I still in a cutscene? I don't want to be in a cutscene immediately. I haven't saved.
oh,
I have autosave on, but I plan on doing like 10 turns of seeing if I can, or 10 to 20 turns if I can get a shiny Palkia because I want it.
wow.
Yeah,
I mean, shiny Palkia
yeah,
is
that's the
not that.
problem.
In
Yeah.
my opinion, he's not that impressive for a shiny. I was really underwhelmed when I saw what it was. Like it's
Yeah,
like
that
barely
was,
it's a lighter shade of like purple, I think.
It's more reddish when it
Yeah.
comes to shiny Palkia. The Alga becomes green.
Yeah,
remember
bro.
correctly.
Like I want that, bro. Yeah, bro. Yeah, Palkia's
A
What about
lot,
shiny
a lot of the
Giratina?
shinies are green though. A lot of the shinies are green.
A lot of shinies go green for some reason.
Yeah. But,
green, bro. Green. Oh,
gangrene.
shiny
But
Giratina. I can't fuck with that. I can't fuck.
I heard of a very sad shiny.
Why?
One guy was doing like the Giratina one, and the Shadow Giratina was shiny. You know, a Pokemon you can't catch.
Yeah,
Seriously?
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you of a worse one. So you know the start of fifth generation,
Mhm.
the Minccino. The Minccino in the opening cutscene can be shiny. In like before you even start playing, you can see a shiny Pokemon.
Oh my gosh.
Really?
Yes.
What the fuck?
Let's see here.
Fifth
I'm
gen
gonna
is
find
is
People-
white. Is black and white. Wow. Wow. Okay.
Okay, guys, I can tell you. First
Hiring. Who the
first
fuck?
try, not shiny.
Oh my god.
300 tries later because I've never seen
Yeah,
a shiny in a
bro,
Pokemon game that wasn't
bro,
scripted.
dude, yeah, same, bro. I've
Like
never
I
been
played them
close
so many
to it.
times when I was younger. I never saw a
Bro,
shiny
I've
unless it was
never,
scripted to
bro.
show you a
I'm
shiny.
I'm
I've
like
never seen one.
100% sure I've had over 4,000 encounters, dog.
And
And
never.
I've never come, never
Yeah.
come, bro. Like, what the fuck, dog?
Yeah.
There we
No, I'm
go.
the same. They never appear ever.
Bro, that's bullshit. Oh
Red
my
Gyarados
god.
is the only one I've ever had. That's it.
I get, bro, dude. I
But
don't
yeah,
think.
that's the
yeah.
professor. That's the Professor's Minccino in
All right.
in
Have a good
Pokemon
day,
Black and
everyone. The
White.
stream ends now.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Peace.
But yeah, that is the Minccino of the opening cutscene of Pokemon Black and White, and it can be shiny. It's one of the
Wow.
uncatchable shinies.
That's
That must
bullshit.
be such torture. Get the uncatchable shiny, and your thing there, your shiny luck is right in that one.
Oh yeah, I'd be so triggered.
So some people have said that you can find shinies before you can even catch Pokemon.
Oh!
And the shiny in the and in the catching tutorial, it can also be a shiny.
Oh,
Yeah.
no way.
See, I haven't even seen them in that though. I just never
No,
seen